Right, now let's see if anybody has happened to follow me here. Well, that didn't work, did it? My other little channel didn't work, so... Hi, everybody. I don't know what happened. Zoe set it up for me to go live, and it did go live, and it was fabulous. But I didn't have anybody at the side, so I didn't know if anybody... Well, I knew somebody was there, but I couldn't tell what he was saying. So that was a good start to the day, wasn't it? A good start. So hello, everybody. Hi, everybody. That was a learning experience. I think that we're going to have to knock it on the head, this giving you the announcement and just go live. Yeah, excuse me while I have a drink. Worn out now. Hello, Ruby Sue, Anita, Nerdy Stitcher, Tina, Darlene, Jan, Addie Star, and Denise. Honestly, what a to-do trying to get here. What a to-do. I'm not wearing a sauce around my neck, by the way. It is a necklace. Oh, dearie me. What am I making now? I'm attempting to make something with this, you know, the yarn that's got the little bits on it. I know, I'm just going to have to give up, Denise, with this, announcing it in advance. Zoe set it all up for me, and it did work. I clicked on, and there I was. It went live. But unfortunately, I couldn't see anybody. So you don't realise how difficult it is to have a conversation when you can't see if there's any people there. Oh, dearie me. I'm just having another drink. I'm just worn out now already. Oh, dear. 9 minutes past 9 and already I'm worn out. This doesn't bode well, does it, for the rest of the evening? Right. I will announce it on my next video. Now, this is going to be interesting because it took me ages to put the chain on it. No, I wasn't getting anything. I was just getting a massive big screen of me. That's all I was getting. And it was a bit disconcerting, you know, seeing myself in it on a massive big screen. So this is going to be fun. I'm going to try this one and see what happens. Yeah, it does look lovely yarn, Denise, but I'm not quite sure where you sort of put these tails, you know, as you're crocheting along. Oh, hi, Kim. I think it might have been easier actually to have knitted it rather than crochet it, but you know me, I like a challenge. Yeah. So we'll see how we go. I'm still trying to catch up on everybody's videos. I'm miles behind with everybody, so don't be offended if I'm miles behind with you because I'm miles behind with everyone. So I just don't seem to have the time to sit and watch the videos these days. And next week could be harder still because I've got Poppy with me, my son's dog, so I love playing with her. She distracts me in a lovely, lovely way. Yeah, it's about 10 past 9, is it here? 11 minutes past 9 here, Beverly, in the UK. Oh, this is going to be fun, isn't it? I'm going to have my head down most of the time, at least until I get the first row done. But I was determined I was going to try something with it. I haven't quite finished the cardigan yet. I'm still on the bands. I've put the buttonhole holes in the right places, but I've just got to do another round, you know, after the buttonholes, just to finish it all off and then go around the edges of the sleeves. So how is everybody this evening? Have you all got your knitting and your crocheting ready? I haven't tried the corner to corner. No, Christina, she does them all the time, but I have got a booklet actually with the corner to corner in it, which is not doing a blanket, which, you know, I don't do blankets. Oh, hi, Jean. So maybe I might do a corner to corner scarf or something like that, because blankets are just not my thing. Oh, you've had the flu, have you, Denise? I wondered where you were. I thought you'd gone off again. I knit on 4 needles, Beverly. I don't knit on a circular. I cannot. You don't sound like you're enjoying it, Nerdy. Yeah. Yeah, no, blankets are not my thing, or Afghans are not my thing, if you know me long enough. You've got PMS, oh, thank goodness I don't have that anymore. I don't know what I have now, because I can't blame it on PMS now, but I just get, I used to get it really bad at times, yeah. Camilla, I'm trying to do the first row on this weird yarn with all the bits on it. So at the moment, I'm not doing very well. Oh my goodness, if Ian's got it now, that's you. Oh, man flu, man flu. You know what they're like. You know, nobody has flu like the men. Yes, it's just something that us ladies get, I'm afraid, isn't it? I mean, I can't complain really. I never really had it all that bad. I just had it now and again. Well, I did throw a knife at my ex-husband when I was like that 1 month. But he did deserve it, to be quite truthful. Fortunately for all, it missed him. So otherwise, I would have been still in prison, probably. Oh, hi, Lorraine. Yes, yes. I haven't been down to Countess Ablaze again. I haven't had the money, to be quite truthful. Oh, dear. Are you going up to Woolfest, Lorraine? Oh, it's working now, is it? Right, okay. Oh, this is really weird. I'm never going to get... You've got that. I've got news for you. Fitted bed sheets and we argue all the time. And as for duvet covers, I really lose my temper with those. I've never yet found a way. Oh, somebody's saying I've suspended chat. Oh, I knew it would happen. Oh, I better go and tell Ruth that I'm on somewhere else. Oh, goodness gracious me. I'll be back in a moment. Right. Let's go back to everybody. Right, I'm back now. Oh, I've tried turning it inside out. I finished up nearly inside with the duvet cover. Oh, my niece is great. She does them. I've got one on top of the bed at the minute. I've put the pillowcases on. I've put the sheet on. I've tried always. There was one way on YouTube about rolling it up and then doing it. Oh, I just could not get the hang of that either. I finish up inside the duvet cover with the duvet. I get my temper up. It's just... It's a good job I don't work in a hotel, isn't it, where you have to change duvet covers every day. They probably have it down to a fine art. Well, this chain is not doing very well. I can't even do the first row. I'll be all right once it gets started. But it's trying to find the actual stitches on the chain, you know, to go into. It's not easy. Oh dear. I'm sure I'll be fine when I start it. Do you ever have trouble with your chain row? Oh gosh. No, better still, Denise, come up and change my duvet cover for me, can you? It's on top of the bed waiting. It takes me about half an hour to lie down before I put my duvet cover on. I hate change the duvet. You know, sometimes I consider going back to blankets because it just... Yes, your husband's probably safe for cooking dinner because if you get a knife in your hand, who knows what you might do. If you're like me. He said the wrong word to me when I was making dinner. Something about he didn't like what I'd cooked, so I'm afraid it wasn't the right time to say that to me whilst I had a carving knife in my hand. You always burn yourself. Well, no, I don't burn myself. Sometimes I do on the oven. I don't know why I do, because I use oven gloves and oven things and that. But when I'm putting my hands in the oven, I sort of burn my arms, not my hands. Yeah. It is fiddly. I'll be all right when I get this first row done. It's fiddly because I can't actually see the chain that I'm supposed to be going into. Yeah. Well, at least a mini Mars bar was better than a carving knife, wasn't it? Oh, I've done that before. You pull a casserole out of the oven with the oven mitts, and then you decide it's not in the right place on the countertop. So you pick it up to move it without the oven gloves. Yeah, I've done that before today. It's going to be a long night before I get this chain done. I tell you, I'm almost tempted to get the knitting needles out with this. The chains have all sort of smushed up on each other. Oh dear, well, I'm quite safe now. Ground beef casserole. Yeah, you've got leftovers. I'm afraid I bought a ready dinner. I was true to form. It was quite nice, though. It was Peking duck and fried rice. What am I making? Well, I'm making nothing at the minute because I can't get in my chain. The chain's all closed up. Oh, this is just stupid. I'm going to get a bigger hook to do the chain because this is just being silly. I know it won't undo. Scissors might be a good idea. Scissors. Yeah, I use those, what are they called, cooking sauces. I don't think this is a good idea. I think this is going to get binned. Well, not binned, you know, but I can't concentrate when I'm talking to you and trying to get in the chain. I'm not starting anything at the moment. I've just pulled it all undone. Yeah. My sister? No, it's not my sister. Do you mean Sue? She's not my sister. She's just a good friend. Well, that's going to be me with nothing to do for the rest of the 3 hours. Unless I go and find some more. I can't cope. Barbecued chicken. Yeah. Oh, my next door garden at the bottom. Not my next door either side. It's just over the other side. They love barbecued chicken, and it just drives me crazy. I'm like the Bisto kids, you know. I feel like saying, have you got a little piece left over? I'm not so keen on smoked salmon. When we go, well, we stopped going to, last year we stopped going to my sister-in-law's for Christmas, but we usually always have smoked salmon as a starter, and I really don't like it, yeah. Yeah. Hi, Mimi. I'm struggling now because I just got something to crochet with, and I don't like crocheting with the yarn yet. Chainless foundation, I can't even do anything with it. It's just all the little bits are getting in the way. I'll be all right when I start it off. No, I've not had honey smoked salmon. I'm not keen on anything smoked. Like I always think of smoked kippers and stuff. Oh, hi, Emma. Oh, I don't know what I'm going to do now for the rest of the evening. She says, what else? What yarn have I got downstairs here? Not a lot. Oh, hi, Jeannie. I don't think I've got any more. Oh, hi, Ian. Layer of mayo. That sounds nice. Yeah. Hello, Charlotte. Yes, it's the yarn I get. Get up to mischief. That'll be many, many moons since I got into any mischief, Kim. Yeah, what am I going to do now? Oh, I've got some green cotton in my bag in the other room. Oh, I'm going to be twiddling my thumbs now, aren't I? Twiddle, twiddle, twiddle. Oh, dear. Dig a hole. Oh, that sounds good. Do I crochet hats now and again? I've almost finished the cardigan, and I'm on the button band, yeah. Yeah. Hi, Teresa. You're having pork chops. I had Chinese today. Hi, Lena. Yeah, I need to go and get some yarn, don't I? Oh, it's a bit sort of Chinesey. Where are we going? It's a bit. It's just got the embroidery on the top of it. It's a wrap over blouse. And this, somebody gave me this. I can't remember who actually. Somebody sent me this. It looks very like a shell, it is, on strings, on chains. So I decided it went together. I didn't know I was going to buy and eat Chinese when I started wearing this, but it's just very apt, isn't it? Yeah. Yeah. It's not raining here at the moment, but it's looking very dull. It was supposed to be sunny, but I don't know what happened to the sun. Oh, I moved the camera again, didn't I? I don't know what I'm doing here. Another ball of yarn. Yeah, I've got some bright green in the other room. Oh, you finished your granny tank top? Did you do a V-neck, Ian, or did you just do it with a straight neck? I know you were talking about doing a V-neck the other day. Oh, 90 degrees. Oh, my goodness me. No, we don't have anything like 90 degrees over here. Unless it's a heat wave, a tropical heat wave. You need to lot for the Charteris. And I'm not sure what the Charteris is. Oh, wow, you finally finished it. I bet you're glad you finished that, aren't you, Mimi? Well, it's got a U-neck here. I'm going to have to go and get a ball of yarn here. It's just driving me. I can't sit here doing nothing. It's just going to drive me absolutely potty. What am I going to do next? She says. I took all my yarn upstairs. I was a fool, wasn't I? I'll go and grab a ball of green. I don't know what I'm going to do with it, but I'll grab a ball of green. Oh, dearie me. Oh. I'm going to crochet something with this nice subtle shade of green. A subtle shade of green. It's like pin your eyeballs back green. Oh dear. Oh, where's everybody going? Who am I missing? Oh, I get very itchy when I'm away from my ball. I can't cope. I can't sit still. I can't, honestly, I cannot sit still and not do anything. I just go, ooh. Ooh. I'm trying to catch up now. Kind of catch up with. Oh, hi, Christina. Christy. Oh, hi, Christy. I went to get some wool because what I've started with, it's actually cotton. It's that Shoulder and Style. I've had it for about 2 years now. It's time I made something with it. I started something with it, as you can see. I pulled it back because it didn't work out. Oh my goodness me. Why did I pick this? Why did I pick this? It's such little writing. I picked that, but it's little writing and I can't read it. Oh my goodness me. Worked in one piece up to the armhole. Well, that should be funny. It's in half trebles, yeah. Hi, Evie. Oh, I couldn't make hats, that many hats, Teresa. No way. I did about 25 hats for the homeless one year, and that was enough for me. Yeah. Oh, this is just not going to work. That's going in the no pile. I'll just start. I'll just start something and just hope for the best. I'm better when I'm doing my own patterns anyway. Yes. Oh, you're getting thunderstorms? No, we had a thunderstorm the other day. That's me practically underneath the bed. I used to do a lot for charity, Teresa, but I've stopped at the moment now. Sorry, I'm just counting. 18, 18. Don't know whether anybody else is like me there. I can't count and talk at the same time. Oh my goodness, you can keep your thunder and your lightning. Oh, I just go like that, and when I think it's big enough, I stop. Yeah, I don't. I do better when I don't have a pattern, actually. You're helping me count, yeah. I'm sure you are, Leila. You're probably doing. When Zoe's here, she goes 29, 60, 34. When I'm trying to count. You turn the telly off. I'm terrible with the first row. I should have done the first row before I turned on the mic. Oh, I know. I'm terrible, honestly. I can't do anything and count at the same time. I was a wow when I worked in the bank, you can imagine. Hi, Mom. Everything's fine and dandy. Well, it will be when I get a first row done. Oh, heel flap and gusset, yeah. I haven't made any socks for a long time. I've got socks upon socks upon socks in my drawer, Ian, that I don't wear. So there's just no way I'm actually going to make any more. Do you think that's big enough now? How much does that? I nearly said how much does that weigh? How much does this measure? It measures 22, so it's going to be about a 40-inch bust when it's done. So we'll see. We'll see what happens. I'll just do shell stitch, I think. My favourite is shell stitch. You made a pair of socks this week. Yay. I like making socks, but oh, hi Karen. I like making socks, but when I don't wear them, there's just so much point, is there? And I don't knit them quick enough to, to sell them. So, and I certainly wouldn't give any away. Not when you're using fancy dancy yarn. No, no. Yeah. I'm looking forward to Woolfest. Yay! You had matcha pocket sticks. Oh, what are those? What's matcha pocky sticks? I've heard of hockey sticks, but not matcha pocky stitch. Oh, I'm just not in. I mean, the tea covered cracker things. Oh, right, right. You say things that to me like that I know nothing about. I mean, like people were hysterical because I didn't know what dumplings and gravy were. Was it dumplings? No, biscuits and gravy. Because to us, biscuits are cookies. So I was thinking, you put gravy on your cookies? Oh, skinny breadsticks. We've got those. Yeah, we've got breadsticks. But it's so weird. I mean, the staple diets that you eat, like we don't, I mean, you like mac and cheese, and yet we wouldn't. We don't really go for mac and cheese over here. It's kind of like nursery food or whatever you want to call it. Yeah. We don't have it. Well, we do. We have it in tins, but it's not nice. Oh, you got some yarn from John Lewis. Goodness gracious. Oh, hi, made by... Oh, Marsha. That's easy to say, isn't it? Yeah. Oh, Nutella. You either love it or you hate it, don't you? It's a bit like Marmite, isn't it? Baked mac and cheese. No, you can keep your mac and cheese. It's just not for me at all. That would be a cheap tea when you've run out of money for me, you know. Yeah. No, I don't. 2 colour wheels and a recall cake. My goodness. Oh, by the way, if you're in the UK, the Lolly's little wool shack's got a sale. She's got some cakes for £1.99, I think, or £1.75 or something like that. Don't know what colour she's got for that price, but if you're in the UK, I don't think she exports. So sorry, folks. She doesn't export to the US. But, you know, Christina's trying to lure me into having a look, but I'm trying not to, if you know what I mean. Now, why does Christina give you a stomachache? When am I going to the Wool Festival? I'm going on the 22nd of June. I'm going with my friend Sue. And I'm taking my huge, big wheelie walker. Even though I've got to take up all the car. But Sue doesn't mind. I'll put a sheet down so that it doesn't spoil her car, because she's got a newish car. I think it's new, actually. So I don't want to wreck her seating, do I, with my big wheeler, because it's a bit big, yeah. But I'm going to have to sit down, so that's why I'm taking the big one with me. Can't take the scooter because it won't fit in a mini. I'd have trouble enough getting my big wheeler thing in there without taking the scooter. If I was rich, I would have one of those little fold-up ones, you know. How old am I? Or how old is somebody else? Well, yeah, Marcia, I don't think you would get many wool festivals in Florida. I know, I'm thinking he was 20. I don't know. I've lost track of this conversation. Don't confuse me, you know I'm old. I know it wasn't me you were asking if I was 20, so I was 21. Once upon a time I was 20, but I can't remember much about that. It's such a long time ago. And it has nothing to do with alcohol. My favourite thing to make in crochet is anything to wear. I'm a great wearables lady. I do make shawls and that, but I'm a great one for wearing. Thank you, Charlotte. What was the world like when I was 20? A lot simpler. A lot simpler. You could walk anywhere and do anything you wanted virtually. It was a lot simpler, much simpler. We used to go out in a bunch and have fun, and we would go out and not spend any money, which the kids today don't seem to be able to do. We used to go out in a gang of... I mean, I was talking to somebody's wife not long back, and she said, "Oh, you used to go out with my husband, didn't you?" I said, "No, I didn't go out with him. We all used to go out with Ian, you know. It was one of those things. We just were in a gaggle and we were in a group. There was no such thing as... Hardly any of us were dating any of the others, yeah. It was just a group. I haven't made a poncho for years, actually. If you watch Zelda Zelda LRJ3. She makes some lovely ponchos. She makes them. I'm crocheting my hair in this. She makes some lovely granny square ponchos. Who's got a video? Oh my goodness me. I'm losing track. Will you all stop writing so fast? Yeah, Bob Wilson does a poncho. I also like watching Uana as well, as she called. I don't know whether it's OOALA or something. She does some good tutorial videos. There's some nice, really good videos around. You know, the people who make tutorials, yeah. Jada and Stitches, I follow her, so I must have seen it actually. I follow so many people, I can't keep track of them all because they keep putting up new videos and I think, I'll look at that in a minute. My inbox on my email is just a mile long because there's, sometimes I just bookmark them, you know, say watch later or everything. Can I follow you? Why? What do you do? Trendy Sugar. I only follow crocheters. We'll be snowbirding in Florida. How can you snowbird in Florida? I watch so many, I can't say who I watch because I watch so many people. I don't comment on a lot of videos because I just, you know, I made baby poncho. In fact, I even made a poncho for my son before he was born because back in the day, you know, we didn't have such things as scans. So, you know, we didn't know we were having boys or girls back in the day. So I made a poncho. He did actually wear it, actually, over just to keep his chest warm when he was in the pram when he was little. Even though it was more for, yeah. I made him a cover for his pram when he was little. That's about the nearest I've ever come to making a blanket, really. Well, I made the dog a blanket when he was alive. I don't know whether that counts or not. I love 70s. As you know, if you know me, you know I like the boho looks and everything like that. I love anything to do with 70s. Yeah. I mean, I've mentioned it before. I follow a lady. She's called Star Lily Creations. And she does all the festival sites. She's doing one at the moment. She has a little tent up there selling all her, you know, festival type tops. I love that type of crochet. You remember the 70s. I've got way before you. I remember the 50s and the 40s. But don't tell anybody, will you? I don't know why I never made myself a poncho. I don't know. I just never did. Oh gosh, yeah, that was terrible. John Lennon getting murdered, wasn't it? I don't know what the world's coming to now. There's too many people. I mean, there was fights when I was young, but the people didn't carry knives and things like that. But in the UK, there were certainly no guns whatsoever in the UK. It's only recently there's been people with guns. You know, it's just 1974. How old was I? Nine. No, I wasn't 19. No, I was 29, I think, in 1974. Oh, hi, Lisa. Well, I've done a row anyway. I'm just doing a shell pattern because I haven't got a pattern with me, so. Pompana. You were 7. I'm afraid I was a bit older than 7. Hi, Esther. I'm doing well today, thank you. My knee brace wasn't doing well. I don't know why my knee brace keeps sliding down my leg. I even had it all measured for me by a physiotherapist. Yet the minute I start walking in it, it falls down my leg, so I'm getting annoyed with it. Now, I love the late 60s and the 70s, you know, all this sort of cheesecloth frilly things and everything. I just love all that era. Ruffle skirts, everything. I've got a big skirt on today. Almost got fast up in my scooter wheels, but apart from that. Yeah. I don't know what he's saying or whatever. I've no idea what that means. Uh-huh. Denise is probably young enough to be my granddaughter, never mind about my daughter. I feel ancient because I've got great grandchildren. Oh dear. Oh, I used to love watching the Mary Tyler Moore. When she used to throw a beret up in the air. It was great, wasn't it? Yeah, my eldest granddaughter's about 30 something, is she? Yeah, I think she's in her 30s, my eldest granddaughter. She is a step granddaughter, by the way. I'm not made it that old. Although technically she could be my granddaughter, yeah. If my son had her when he was about 19, yeah. But yeah, technically she could be my granddaughter. Oh, that makes me feel really old. I've been a senior citizen for quite some time now. A silver surfer. Yeah, my son will be 50, I think, next year. I think he's 50 next year. Yes, he is, yeah. Yeah. In January next year, my son will be 50. This year would have been my golden wedding if I'd have still been married to him. Can you celebrate your golden wedding when you're divorced? Can I have a party all on my own? Oh dear. 1986. Yeah. I'll be 73 this year, but at the end of it. How long does it take to make a shawl? It depends whether I like the pattern or whether I stick at it or it depends. I tend to wander off when I'm doing shawls. I start them and they tend to be my what I call hospital shawls because I take them with me when I go into hospital or to the hospital for my many appointments. So I always take a shawl with me in my bag so that I can just pick it up and put it down. You're all youngsters on here, aren't you? You're all bits of kids. All young. I'll swap you. Oh, you figure me 10 years younger. That's nice, yes. I always try to keep me younger. Oh, thank you, Marsha. How many virus shawls have I made? I can't remember. Oh gosh. Oh, it's nice, Lorraine, having babies. One of my grandchildren step grandchildren is pregnant. She's having a little boy, first boy. in my son's family. They're all girls apart from him. Oh, you're 72. I'm 72 at the moment, Aileen. Yeah. Yeah, we're having a little boy. I don't know when it is. Is it October, I think? Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, I'm happily divorced. I'm not looking. Haven't been looking for quite some time. I gave up on men quite a long time ago. I'm happy on my own. If I had a fella here, I'd have to start tidying up and, eating at the same time, regular hours and cooking and all that jazz. And no. I'm happy just eating when I feel like it, eating what I want when I feel like it. And I'm a rubbish cook anyway, so I'm completely out of touch. I was married for, I just didn't quite celebrate my silver wedding before we got divorced. I am an independent woman, you're right there. When I was first on my own after we separated, before we got divorced, I found it a little bit hard, but I mean, I've been actually single for longer than I've been married, so it's just a great feeling. I like it that way. Not having to answer to anyone, it's fantastic. Yeah, I need a man, actually. Oh, you've been married 30 years, Teresa. I would have been married 50 this year if I'd have stuck at it, but nah. No, I was too happy to get rid of him. It sounds awful, doesn't it? But we should never have got married. We were the opposite ends of the scale. We were just too different. And it just made us both unhappy that we were married to the wrong people. We stayed 20 odd years married to the wrong people. So I think that was what was wrong, really. Yeah. You're better off that way, Denise. Yeah. Yeah, I would like a man in my life who's handy at doing wallpapering and things like that. The little handy jobs that you have around the house that you can't do. Yeah, too long. Yeah, it's horrible if you're in the wrong relationship, isn't it? I mean, we just weren't right for each other. Oh, he's making his mind up, Ian, isn't he? Yeah, I got married too young. I was 22 when I got married. All my friends were getting married, and it was all like, oh, when are you getting married? When are you getting married? When are you getting engaged? And I thought it was going to be fun and it was going to be happy ever after. And then you get married and you realise how hard work it is, really. I was playing too hard at being what you call like a Stepford wife, is it? Trying to be the perfect wife, the perfect mother. And you can only pretend to yourself for just so long, can't you? And eventually I just admitted I was just in the wrong relationship. He was obviously in the wrong relationship because he'd found somebody else before we split up. So, but I can't blame him because we weren't happy. So, yeah, nerdy version 2. I don't blame you, Brittany. Yeah, hello, Jen. I'm having a wonderful Saturday. Thank you very much. Yes. Oh, Bag a Day Crochet has just uploaded a video, by the way. I've just been told, according to my on the casting on couch, has just uploaded a video as well. My mail has just told me. It keeps flashing things across my screen. Oh, and my Amazon order has been up. Dispatch, that's nice. I forgot what I'd ordered. By the time my Amazon orders come in, because I pre-order things, I'm like, did I order this? I can't remember. Especially when it's crochet books and that, because I order them, or I pre-order them, and sometimes they take months before they come. And then when they arrive, I'm like, well, I don't remember ordering this. What am I working on? I'm sort of working on a sort of a top. I don't know what it's going to be because I don't have a pattern. Yeah, Karen, yeah, I think that's the best way. If you go out looking, they never happen, do they? I mean, I have to admit, when I was in my late 40s, I did have a spell at like looking for love, on these dating sites. But oh my goodness me, I thought if that's the best I can do, I'll just give up, Hi, who knows? How are you today? Yeah. Maybe it's not too late for me. Maybe when I'm a millionaire and I'm on my cruise, I'll meet Mr. Right or Mr. He'll do for now, Oh, the dating site. Oh, God, those dating sites are terrible. You get all these men who are pretending to be single and showing you photographs of how they look when they were 30. And when you go to meet them, they're, oh. I don't blame you, Ian. You give up dating. I've given up dating as well. Yeah. I used to go full of high hopes, and then this person used to turn up bearing no resemblance to the photograph. And I haven't seen Ruthie as yet. If she's here, she's in the shadows somewhere. I haven't seen her. Who's got stupid wind? You mean it's windy outside, nerdy, or you've got wind? Lay off the beans as they're watching Blazing Saddles. It's not windy. You hate hot wind? We don't have such a thing as hot wind in the UK. We have cold wind, we have wet wind, we have all sorts of wind, but never hot wind. In fact, the UK doesn't really have a lot of hot of anything. Hot, dry wind. Oh, hi, girl and her games. Yes, you got to see me live. It's me in the flesh. Yeah, especially being on the beans and the curry, Ian, yeah. Oh, dear. Yeah, you have to keep your eye on the kids, don't you? They're in the pool. Can't take your eye off them for a minute. It's too dangerous. Even if they... oh, thank you, girl, the games. Even if they can swim, well, you never know. Still have to keep your eyes on them. When is my friend coming back? With Sue, I never know. She just phones me and in the morning says, are you in? And then she just comes round, I'd like a hot tub, not a pool, because my garden's too small. But I wouldn't be very good with a hot tub because my garden slopes. And so my pool would be like that, on a slant. Not as I can afford a pool. Who can afford a pool? Why have I crocheted some red thread in my green wool? Oh, tell me about it. I was crocheting away yesterday, and I was crocheting a thread from out of my sewing box. So I could hear this rolling noise, and it was the bobbin of thread. It was rolling. Oh, poor soul. I hope you've got her with some sun oil on, Marcia. Yeah. And the squirrels are after your peach tree. You have to crochet a net and throw it over it. I think we have apple trees over here. How much have I crocheted so far? 3 rows. But I'm just doing the shell stitch and I can do that in my sleep, so. Yeah, it would probably be about 40. You know, because I don't like to advertise them as being like, 42 because it'd be stretched. How's my stash room coming on? My stash room isn't. My stash room just is. I used to have a friend that was Casper White. She never got a tan, but she was Irish. And I think that's something to do with it. Oh, hi, Mimi. Yeah, we usually have a great deal of fun, Mimi, on here. We are a fun group. Yeah. Well, mine's sort of done, but it's sort of messy. I never got it, if you remember right, I never got it done shelved right. So it's just all that higgledy-piggledy at the moment. But, things you can do when you have the money. Maybe one day I'll get it done. Maybe one day. But it's hard to get it done now because actually everything's in the craft room now. So it would be hard to take everything back out again, yeah. Yeah. Your dog, right? The dog I'm looking after next week, my son's dog, she's a squirrel chaser. But she's getting older now, so she doesn't actually catch them anymore. Yeah, my craft room's looking a bit that way. Everybody loves my craft room except me. I look at it and think, what a mess. It needs sorting. I'd love to do an inventory of it all and have it like on my PC so I know exactly what I've got up there. But it's just too much hassle to actually do the inventory. You know? I mean, Kelly's, I'm yarn inspired. She said, oh no, that would be a nightmare. Yeah. No, unfortunately, I don't turn red. I stay out of it kind of. I just go like a very light brown. No, I'm naturally dark, as you can see with my hair, it's growing out now. And, oh, you got to pop in and out, you Craft Angel, that's fine. We don't mind. You do all the popping you want. It always looks so neat, Karen. You must find yourself a neat little corner. No, my craft room's just, oh, I couldn't even sit in it to make a video. It's just that bad. I wouldn't mind if it was just confined to my craft room. It isn't. It's all over the place. You know, anywhere there's a space, there's a bit of yarn, you know. There's actually none in my bedroom. That's one stipulation I've made. There is no yarn in my bedroom. Or any patterns. Yeah. So, yeah. It's the only place there isn't any wool. Oh, I know. What you could do with a load of money in IKEA. Honestly. If you could walk in there and order everything that you wanted from IKEA. You know, it's just, oh. Oh, dear. My bedroom has got no wallpaper on it. It hasn't had any wallpaper on it for a long, long time. Yeah. Yeah, the cubbyholes, you know, those, I think Kelly's got, I'm yarn inspired, she's got a few of them. I love those, like, the cubicles. I mean, I bought that cubicle one I've got in my little spare bedroom, but it's absolutely sort of rubbish. Every time you open the doors, the door falls off them. But it was because I couldn't afford the IKEA ones, yeah. I've had a vision in my head for years how I'm going to do my craft room up, but I don't think it'll be in my lifetime. Yeah, the cubicles for IKEA are so good, aren't they? One day. Well, they haven't rung me up yet to no, I don't want to watch your dick. Thank you very much. Go away. It's so rude. Honestly. Why do you get people like that? Go into the other channels if you want to talk about that. Sure, some lady might oblige you. But this lady's been there and seen it all and doesn't want to see it anymore, yeah. Oh, you got your spinning wheel out. Oh, and a wood burning stove. It sounds lovely. Hi, Janet. There'll be spinning wheels when I go up to Woolfest. Yeah, it might have given us all a laugh, yeah. You never know. Most of us on here have seen one before. We're not going to get fazed by seeing another one, are we? I stopped going into Yahoo chat because of that. It was ducks and crafting go together. Well, they would do if you were making an amigurumi for duck, wouldn't they? But yeah, ducks always used to chase my dog. We used to go for a walk down by there's like, I think they're man-made lakes, but where the fishermen go, because I think they stock it up with fish and that. So it's full of ducks and swans, and he always used to chase my dog and frighten the daylights out of him. Oh yeah, you said that. How did it go? Did it go well? Do you know, I do love squirrels. I know they do a lot of damage, but I do love squirrels. They're so sweet, aren't they? Especially when they come all up to the window and bang on my window. Yeah. Well, is it Father's Day? I don't have to buy things like that because unfortunately I lost my dad a long time ago. Sometime in June, isn't it, Father's Day? I think. June. I used to always know when it was when I had a dad, yeah. I mean, I've still got a dad, but he's not with me anymore. And he didn't get buried, so I can't even go and put any flowers on his grave. Yeah. 40 clove garlic chicken. Oh my goodness me. Well, I bet nobody wants to kiss you unless it's your husband. I like garlic, but 40 cloves? Oh my goodness me. It must be coming out of your pores by the time you've eaten that. Oh my goodness. I remember my friend, she once dated an Italian, and she wouldn't see him on a Sunday. She never would date him on a Sunday because he used to go to his mum's for lunch. And she said garlic used to come out of every pore. So she wouldn't go out with him on a Sunday. She made him wait till the Monday before she'd have a date with him. She used to see him on a Saturday, but never on a Sunday. She said she couldn't stand the smell. Oh, it gets sweet in the slow cooker, does it? Yeah. I've never tried to grow garlic in the... Yeah, it'd be good for that, wouldn't it? A friend of mine, she's not on here today, Grace. Where she lives, she gets loads of mosquitoes. And I was thinking of her the other day because I was looking on Amazon for something else. And up pops these, suggestions, like, as they do. And one of them was this mosquito hat. I've just got visions of her sitting there in the garden, crocheting, wearing this mosquito net. Oh, dear. Oh, gosh. My son's dog used to get the ticks when they were living in, well, they had 2 dogs then, when they were living in Spain. They were always having to hunt for ticks because one of the dogs, they've got quite long fur. And mind you, look, when you go abroad, a lot of the natives, like to whichever country you go to, never seem to get bitten, do they? So maybe they eat a lot of garlic, yeah. No. Those plug-in things that you take on holiday, they don't seem to work either when you plug them in. You still get bitten. Yeah, we have like little no-see-ums over here. We call them midges. They float around in a little cloud, usually over the top of stagnant water. They're not mosquitoes, they're just like little things. But I got told when I went on holiday to Turkey, the best thing to do is to buy the local brand, that is local to that area, because the ones you buy in the UK don't work on, like, say, to Turkish mosquitoes or something like that. Yeah, the no-see-ums, they just go at you and bite you, don't they? I always get bitten. I used to peg out my washing on the line, in the evening when I worked, because I didn't have time first thing in the morning. And I used to get bites all over my ankles when I used to do that. I used to look a bit stupid, pegging out the washing in your Wellington boots. But it was to stop them biting my ankles, yeah. Hi, Tina. Yeah, I don't know what they were in the grass, but they used to bite. Yeah, like I said, I used to have my Wellington boots by the back door and put them on even if it was sunny to peg out the washing. Yeah. Diatom. I've not heard of that. I've not heard of it. Is it some kind of an ant killer or something? Hi, Tina. Welcome to the club. It's like the Disney club, only this is the Saturday night club. You have to be a little bit wacky to come on here. Oh, it slices them up. It's diatoms from the ocean. Oh, not heard of them. Maybe we don't get so many creepies over here. We do get ants and bees and things, yeah. But it's not too bad. Ancient sea creatures. Ooh. Oh, hi, Chrissy. No, we do accept knitters, Ian, and whatever kind of craft. You're not forced to be a crocheter to land up in here. You have to have a good sense of humour, though. Yeah. I do wind it with a winder when I get the occasional sort of hang, but I'm not one that does that all the time. Yeah. Hi, Teresa. I don't use a Swift very, very often, actually. I just got a cheap one from eBay because I don't do a lot of sock knitting, as you probably gathered. So I very rarely buy things that are hanked up. And then I can never remember where the Swift is or the wool winder, so I usually finish up winding it on my hands and and do it myself. We all used to, well, me and my brother used to run away from my mother. She used to come in with a hank of yarn or whatever skein of yarn. And my brother used to be quicker than me. He used to be out the door. Because we used to have to stand there like that while she wound the wool. Go like that with your hands like that while she wound the wool. Oh dear. When she got a captive audience, she used to make me sit there while she wound about 8 balls. Yeah, there's some quite cheap Swifts if you don't want a brilliant one. I just got a cheap wooden one off eBay. There's all kinds of fancy dancy ones, that you can buy. Yeah. I've done that in my time, Ian, when I can't find anybody, and hung it around the back of a chair as well. Yeah, oh yeah, hung it on a chair. My friend had a 3-legged stool, and she used to turn it upside down so that the 3 little prongs were sticking up, and it was the right size for the hank. So she used to use that. Not everybody can afford a Swift. You have to do what you can, don't you, really? Yeah. I mean, it isn't the knitting and the crocheting that costs the money, is it? It's all the gadgets you're supposed to buy to go with it all. Yeah, you're right. That's why you have kids, so you can hold their arms out. No, I use the back of a chair more than anything, or even use my own arms. What I hate about skeins and that is sometimes when you start winding them, they sort of wind underneath, and they get all in a knot when you're trying to do it. That annoys me. I'm glad you understand me. I think it's my northern accent that a lot of people understand. I was watching, I don't know whether he's a tennis player, and the guy was asking him questions, and he had a very strong Yorkshire accent. And this tennis player was absolutely captivated by it, but he couldn't understand him. What's a nost pin? Or a nost pin? What's one of those? Is it some kind of a Swift? There's those weird ones, isn't there? That look like they're crossed over like that. And they've got doorknobs on the end, and you wind it round that. And you can adjust it, can't you, by putting the doorknobs in a different place? Ah, no, I've not heard of one of those. Oh my goodness, you would get in a mess with it. I'm very well, Scott. Thank you very much. Yeah. Wool winders are dreadful when they start getting a bit old and they start going off centre and they wind the ball all over the place. I don't know if you've ever had one of those. Hi from Scotland, Paul. I've heard of a niddy noddy as well, but I've not used one yet. Oh, you're going, Lena. Good night. No, thanks for calling. Hi, Scott. Yeah, my yarn sometimes gets caught up in the winder. It's terrible, isn't it? I used to have a brilliant wooden wool winder thing, and it lasted for absolutely years until it went on the fritz. It started winding things in a crooked shape, and we couldn't get it sorted out. Yeah. So I had to buy a plastic one, and I'm on about my third plastic one now because they just don't stay. The teeth on them just go, and then they start winding crooked balls. Yeah. When I started off doing something with some very fancy wool, Scott, and I gave up because I couldn't find where my chain was. So I just fished a ball of green wool out, and I'm just started doing a top in just a shell stitch because I hadn't got a pattern, so I'm just doing something off the top of my head. When it's off the top of my head, it usually finishes up as shell stitch because that's the thing I remember the most. Yeah. I've got a frog in my throat already. It could be for the Etsy, yeah, it could be. Although I'm a great one, you know, if I don't like it when I've done it, I'll take it apart. I don't. I just have to do something while I'm sat here. I can't do nothing. But tomorrow morning when I look at it, I might decide I don't like it and I might just pull it all undone. But at least I've got something in my fingers while I'm talking to you all because I cannot sit still. Bobble Stitch, I don't really like. I like one kind of Bobble Stitch where you do the trebles, finish them off, or double crochets if you're American, and then you put the hook round and pull them all through. But I don't like the ones where you have to put the wool over the wool over the wool over, and you finish it with about 7 loops on your hook, and then you have to pull them all through. I always get in a mess with that. Yeah. Oh, you're weaving in ends. Good luck. That's the least favourite bit of anybody. I have not met anybody yet that says, I love sewing in ends. Crocodile Stitch. There's some good videos actually if you have, on YouTube about Crocodile Stitch. But I have done it, but it's not my favourite stitch. You know, it's not something that I love doing. Yeah, yeah, it is true. Yeah. And there are some nice things done in Crocodile Stitch, but I think like as a shawl, a whole shawl or something like that, they would be a bit thick, don't you think? Yeah, I don't know whether it's popcorn stitch or whether it's you know, a bobble. I don't know. The way I do them, I don't mind doing them that way, but I don't like doing them when I have to put all the loops. You frogged a lot of things. I do that sometimes. I just look in all my bits and pieces. I think, nope, that's not going to happen. And I just take it all apart. That's why I don't like project bags, because once things go into project bags, they get forgotten. And if I leave them hanging about, they get on my nerves, so I finish them off. Yeah. I don't mind the picot stitch. The one thing I don't, it's not that I don't like it, I just don't get on well with it, is the crab stitch. You know, where you're doing double crochet in the UK, single crochet in America, but backwards you're going like from left to right, and that I find quite difficult. it sort of looks wrong. You're kind of going back on yourself. Yeah, I hate the crab stitch. I haven't done loop stitch for a long time. I actually made a jacket all in loop stitch once upon a time when they were fashionable, going way back when I was young, if I can remember that far back. And yeah, I did that. No, crab stitch is a pain in the bottom. It is a lovely edging, the crab stitch. Yeah, it's lovely, but doing it isn't. Loop stitch is when you wind the wool around your fingers and then you lock it. It's like, you know, like just, I remember loopy jackets or toys that have like loop stitch for the ears and things like that. Oh, crab legs are nice, yeah. Mm. I like crab sticks. I know they're not even anything remotely related to a crab, but they're tasty. You know, the crab sticks, yeah. It is, it's beautiful stitch, Craft Angel. It is a beautiful stitch, but I just don't like doing it. Uh, you love crab sticks. I love to eat them. You know, I just put them on a plate and put a bit of vinegar on them, and I love them. I like shrimps in a salad. You know, they're tiny in the UK. They're not kind of like shrimp that you get, and I don't like the ones that have the eyes on them and everything. I had prawn cocktail. All right, and it had a shrimp thing hanging over the side of it, and it had eyes and whiskers and everything. I just put it on one side. I didn't eat that at all. Yeah, I could eat a whole pack at a time. Yeah, your shrimp is huge. Our shrimp is little teeny little things. Absolutely minute. They're not even as big as a fingernail over here, the shrimp that we get. One of these days, I keep saying one day I'll make it to America. I know I never will. I wouldn't be able to stand the plane, you know, with my legs and my back. You know, I couldn't do that. I'd have to be, like I say, I'd have to marry a rich man who could take me business class. I don't like octopus and squid, I'm afraid. Yeah, I do like fish and chips. Yeah, I do. I don't have them very often, obviously, because I'm trying to keep the weight down. But yeah, yeah. No, they have to have no legs, no heads, no nothing. Ooh, I'm not fond of lobster. It's only because you have to crack it open and try and fish all the little bits out of it, and then the butter runs down your chin, doesn't it, and everywhere. No, I'm not fond of. Yeah, yeah, nothing with the face on. No, no. I haven't. I got asked to make one, but it's just not my thing. Oh, hi there, Christina. Yeah, I like prawns. I like some fish. I don't like mussels and whelks and stuff like that. And I do not like oysters. They're vile. Ugh. Yeah. Now I think those mermaid cocoons and things are all right for photo opportunities for a baby, but I don't really think that is something that a baby would wear on a normal day. Yeah. Yeah. I did eat some squid. I think it was squid. It could have been octopus. When I was in Greece one time years ago, and they managed to make it tender. I don't know how they did. Mind you, we did go past later and see them bashing this octopus on the doorstep. So I don't know whether that tenderizes it or what it is. Yeah, I've got a friend who, yeah, who likes West Indian food, and she keeps saying to try saltfish and ackee, but the fact that it's called saltfish puts me off. I've never tried it, but yeah, that sounds nice. Lobster and turkey. We had some of the best potatoes ever on a boat in, I think it was in Turkey. They got salt water, out of the sea, obviously, and then they put extra salt in it, loads of salt. You would think it would be terrible, and then they boiled potatoes in it with the skins on until the water all boiled away, and it left potatoes with like a salt crust on them, and they were so good. And this is me who doesn't like salt, but it was so good, yeah. I need some hot tea. No, no, no hot tea. Don't like tea. Do not drink tea at all. Can't stand the stuff. I can't be English, can I? uh, I sent away for my to have my DNA tested, so this should be fun. I mean, they're only a joke thing; they're never exactly accurate, but I thought it would be amusing to see whether most people in England do drink tea. I did used to drink tea until I got pregnant with my son, and then I couldn't stand it. And after I'd had him, the midwife said, "Oh, I bet you're dying for a cup of tea," and no, I didn't want it. Yeah, yeah. I've never made the potatoes like that ever since. Suppose you could do it if you poured like gallons of salt in the water and just boiled them. You believe you're a princess? Well, there's lots of rumours in my family that we come from, well, not exactly France, from Normandy. So I'd just like to know whether I do have any French DNA. One side of my family is reputed to have some Jewish in it, but again, they're all just rumours. So um, we'll see whether it says I've got any of those. I mean, I like watching Who Do You Think You Are? And people have these theories, don't they, and things that have been passed down from their grandparents and that. And half the time they find out that it's just not true at all, when they do that, yeah. Oh, right. Well, I've got high blood pressure too, but it doesn't keep me off my coffee. Not at all. Yeah, you get all these rumours in families. I think they like to pass down theories, don't they? I'm afraid mine aren't related to anything nobility. The family that came over from Normandy was supposed to be weavers that used to weave felt, so um, I don't think there's anybody rich in my family. Oh, is it bedtime, Denise? What time is it? Oh my goodness, this is early. What's wrong with you? Yeah, exactly. You hear so many stories. Oh, thanks, Denise. You're welcome anytime, love. I like having a chat. I think they apply for adverts in things like, these posh magazines, but then they get absolutely vetted back to whenever, you know, just in case they have to sign secrecy clauses and stuff like that, just in case they see anything. But of course they don't because they keep selling their stories, don't they? Yeah, it'd be nice, Denisha. Yeah, the lady stitcher. I don't I don't know really what I am, so it'll be nice to know. Your mother must have found you under the gooseberry bush again, Scott. She found you on a doorstep. I used to say that, but I look so much like my dad and his family, so I can't get away with that. Because I was technically conceived when my dad was in the army, but he did come home on leave, so, you know. So my dad used to always joke and say I was the coal manager. But I'm not, because I absolutely look like my dad, so can't get away with that one. Oh, got another, a comment on live stream. Somebody's going to comment, yeah. Country in Virginia. Oh, thank you, who knows. That's very nice of you to say so. I didn't think I looked like my mother, but the other day I was having a shower and I got out the shower and I looked at myself in the mirror and I thought, oh my goodness, my mother. I used to think I was adopted when I was a child. I don't know why. It was because I was into reading these silly books, you know, where like Noel Stratford's Ballet Shoes, where all the children there were adopted. And I used to think it was kind of really romantic to be adopted. So I was quite upset. You look like the milkman, yeah. It's a standing joke in our family that I must have been the milkman. My son is the image of me, although he will not admit it. But in actual fact, my son is like the reincarnation of his granddad. So we tell him that he's like his granddad because he doesn't like being told he looks like me. So I look like my dad, so therefore we tell him he looks like his granddad. Yeah. Oh yeah, I'm turning into my mother. I don't look like my mother, but I'm turning into her. But you find yourself saying the same things, and then you pull yourself up sharp, don't you? You think, "Oh my goodness, I'm turning into my mum." I'm, yeah, my dad always used to say that as a joke. We don't know where we got her from. She must be the milkman. When I used to do something weird and out of place, like, you know, because I've always been a little bit on the weird side. But my dad was a funny, funny man. Um, he had a natural sense of humour. He didn't try to be funny. He just was funny. So, you know, maybe I inherited a bit of that from him. And yet my brother obviously had the same parents, and my brother hadn't got a funny bone in his body. He was very, very serious, my brother was. And yeah, I've done one ball. I'm on a second ball now. Yeah, it's nice to have to look like people, isn't it? You know, it's sort of like my ex-husband. He was adopted. We did actually meet his sister when he was 21, and oh my goodness, she was like a twin. She was. I know she was a woman, but she was so much like my husband. It was untrue. This one is. I got it off eBay years back. I've got quite a few colours of it. It's called Shoulder and Style, and it's a cotton, and it says record 210 or record 210. It's kind of like a thickish double knitting, but it's yeah. Your mum only swore in Polish. We lived in Wales for about a year when I was about 6 or 7 years old, and the local kids were teaching me Welsh. But unfortunately, they found it was great hilarity that they taught me swear words. And I thought was being really clever, you know. So luckily my mum and dad didn't realise I was swearing. It was somebody who was Welsh that told me, don't say things like that, lovey. They're teaching you swearing. Yeah, Wales is lovely. I think it rains even more than Manchester, but it is very pretty in Wales. We were in North Wales up by Abergele, yeah. Oh, that could have been awkward, Scott. Yeah. I try not to swear. Occasionally I do. I must admit I'm not a saint. But I don't try not to use it in normal everyday language. I am a lady. Yeah. I wanted to adopt a baby when I couldn't have any more. Well, I kept losing them, but my ex, who was adopted, was just really anti. Yeah. I was just watching, Bob Wilson 123. She'd been to New Zealand for a holiday. I didn't realise that she'd lived there for a while. So it was nice to have a look round. I like watching, what's she called now? She lives in South Africa. Secret Yarnery, is she called? Yarnery. And she always does little videos where she shows parts of South Africa when she's going around, yeah. I like watching that. All right, Mimi. Nice to have you here with us. Good night, love. You have manners when you swear as well, Lisa. She's in Kenya, is she? I love watching her. It's nice to watch her. Nice, she went to a school the other day, didn't she? I don't know if she's considering sending her children there, but the expenses were terribly high. Might have been a good school, but she's got 4 children, so I don't know how she would have afforded that. Yeah, she's. I was late to the party with her. My knee, no, and I'm having trouble with my knee brace as well because it keeps sliding down my leg. In actual fact, I'm stretching it out at the moment to see if I can stretch the top a bit better. Yeah, that was awful. I watched about that. Yeah, they do seem to be quite well off, you know. She obviously never says what her husband does she? But maybe he does. Because I mean, they've got 4 children. They've got to pay for schooling for 4 children. It does seem a lot of money. But maybe that's what you have to do if you don't want your. Oh, he's in hardware, big machinery, yeah. Maybe that's what you have to do if maybe the schools, state schools, are kind of very, very expensive, yeah. I haven't seen the video with her animals, no. I'm new to the watching her. As I say, I'm a late starter. I've only been watching her for about the last 6 videos or something, yeah. Somebody recommended her to me, and that's when I started watching her. Yeah, I mean, the state schools could be rubbish. That could be why she's having to pay for her kids to get educated. Some people do homeschool. It's not the norm. I have a downvoter all the time. Don't worry me at all. Yeah. Yeah, I'm never quite sure. Do you think she has a shop, or do you think that's all for her? Yeah. I wouldn't like to be absolutely rich, rich, rich. I'd just like to have a slightly better standard of living than I've got. But you can't have it all, can you? They say like money can't buy you health, but money can buy you a lot of the equipment that makes it easy when you've got bad health. I've not got bad health, but equipment and stuff like that, I could do with it, to make my life easier with my knees and my back and things like that. Private doctors, private stuff like that. I wouldn't like to be a millionaire, because then you would not know who your friends were, would you really? If people thought you had money, would they be just friends with you just because they thought you had money? Yeah, most kids do go to school. I only know one person that homeschools, but she was a teacher. Um, I would like a bungalow, but they're so expensive, aren't they? And I like where I live, yeah. Yeah, remember you, yeah. As long as somebody remembers me if they win the lottery. No, I wouldn't tell the world if I won the lottery. I'd keep it to myself, because I'd help my family first. You know, I think charity begins at home. Yeah, I think you should sort your family out first, rather than put it in the paper and be a celebrity and everybody sending you begging letters. No, not for me. That no, I'd just sort my family out first. I've got a lot of family that were in not that good circumstances, so they could all do with a helping hand. And I have a large family. Oh, Claire, Bob Wilson 123 is just written on a little thing. 3 more sleeps before she leaves for the UK. Oh dear, why are all the Wallies coming out? Yeah, I'd need 2 bungalows, Ian. I'd need one for me and one for the one for my yard. Yeah, it's getting silly, isn't it? All this shooting and knifing and everything. I don't know, why all this is happening. We were too busy doing our schoolwork when I was a kid to even think about anything like that. Well, I haven't worked for 12 years, so no, I'd still stay retired. I've done my bit for Britain. I've worked since I was 17, no, 18, I think I was just about 18 when I started work. But before that, I used to work Saturdays for my mum, yeah. My Etsy it's work that I choose to do, though, isn't it? Um, Not work that I have to do, if you know what I mean. I just do Etsy because I crochet too much to keep for myself, and I can't afford to give it to charity. Um, so, in actual fact, really, things I sell on Etsy, I make hardly any profit with, because I'm just getting my wool money back, and the postage money back and stuff. Um, I'll never be, I'll never be rich from Etsy. Yeah, I like to stay busy, but it's busy in the way I want to stay busy. I couldn't work if I tried now because of my back and everything. I only have to do a few things in the house and my back and my knees and everything hurts, yeah. Yeah, charities would come into it, but, I'd rather give to my family first. I keep getting things flashing up on top of my screen. Oh, for goodness sake. I can't read half the comments because these things keep flashing across my screen when people send me an email. I can't do that because my family are really, apart from one niece or two nieces, are not really interested in anything that I make crochet. So I've got to get an outlet for all my crochet. If I was rich, then I would give everything to charity, but I'm just not, I'm just not. I really don't put on a lot of money for my time. I couldn't because, all these people who say, oh, you should put so much on for your time. You can't really. You just have to. I look at Etsy, other things on Etsy similar, and I try to be rough about that time. I make nothing, absolutely hardly anything for my time, if I'm honest about it. This is why I could never make a living off an Etsy shop. Yeah, I know what you mean, Scott. Yeah, my family's like that. No, people don't want to pay for your time. As I say, I'm fortunate enough that I am retired and I do have a pension, although it's not much. It does pay for my food and it pays my day-to-day bills. It doesn't pay for any luxuries, which is why I do try to earn a little bit with my crocheting. Because I'm a girl who likes a few luxuries, Don't we all? I wasn't one of these fortunate ones who has a high private pension. I'm one of the little poor ones at the other end of the scale. But I refuse to be downhearted. Yeah. I will earn what I can as long as I'm able. If it's only a few pounds here and there. It's trying, and instead of sitting on my bottom wanting other people to give me things, I don't do that. Whatever I have, No, I don't have to eat cat food, no. No, I'm not that bad. My food may not be gourmet, but it is food. It's growing a bit. Yeah, I didn't have any savings either. And I didn't have a good pension, thanks to my ex-husband, but we won't go into that. I didn't have the savings that I should, well, not the savings, the pension that I should have, let's just say. So I just had my own pension. And I was self-employed, so I never had enough anything to buy myself a really good pension. I didn't have that. So you just get by. No, I mean, we're lucky that we do get a certain kind of a pension, state pension. It's not an awful lot, but surely there should be something still there in Canada for you. If you actually go into it, there should be a lump sum for you there. Oh, it's definitely our superpower, Miss Marigold, yes. I don't know where I would be without my crochet. I honestly don't. I think I'd go nutty. I already talk to myself and tell, say I'm talking to the dog. But, I can be in the house and I can be in the house for 3-4 days and don't see anybody, So it's just, your carer's allowance isn't much. I mean, Karen has carer's allowance and she just gets by. I can't save anything. Not anything at all. It's just, if I do have any spare money, I spend it on Jan. So it's my own fault, really, that I don't have anything. I could perhaps put a little bit of money aside each week if I tried hard enough, but that would mean I didn't buy anything for myself, So, I mean, none of my clothes are new, as you all know. I'm a second-hand rose. I don't care. But, my neighbours know. My lovely neighbour Julie, I lost her about 7 weeks ago now. She was my neighbour that I used to absolutely adore. She was the only one that I used to neighbour with. The others neighbour as they're passing by, but they don't knock on the door or anything like that. And then I've got Gigi's parents. They ask me if I want anything, if I'm stuck in, if it's snowing or something. So I mean, I do have a neighbour across the road who asks me, do I need anything if it's snowing? And then my niece would bring me things because she's only not a couple of miles, but not about a mile away from me. So she would walk down with stuff if I needed to. If I was snowed in, So I'm not without sort of friends, but not. I don't have the kind of neighbours who pop in without an invitation, if you know what I mean. And I don't pop into their houses without an invitation either. It's kind of unwritten round here. We don't do that. Like Sue lives in Darwin, so it's not like I can pop in on Sue. And Kelly and a friend, they live in Cheetham Hill, which is, maybe I could get there on my scooter. Yeah, I don't talk to my next door neighbour this way. I don't not talk to them, but I just don't socialise with them, if you know what I mean. I say hello, and that's about it, really. Oh, gosh. My garden is just tidy. That's about all you can say about my garden. I'd love it to be beautiful with flowers and everything, but I can't bend down, so I can't do them anymore. I got just like bushes and things in my garden that take care of themselves. I mean, the gardener comes every 2 weeks and cuts the grass and everything like that. Yeah. My next door neighbour, the one who's passed away, sadly, I still pop in and look after the dog when her other half's at work. If the dog's on its own, I pop in and let it out for a wee and everything. I started doing that when she was in the hospital. But I used to have him look after him when they went on holiday together. But I kind of don't want to leave my house to go and live in their house because I'd have to keep coming backwards and forwards between the two houses because the dog won't stay with me. He just will not stay with me. So we'll see how it goes anyway. The house is probably going up for sale anyway, so we'll see who the new neighbours are going to be. But we've never been a street, ever. I've been here 50 years near enough now. And it's never been a street where we all pop in each other's houses and stuff like that. Yeah. I used to have a spearmint. It smells gorgeous, doesn't it? I've got one No, 2 rose bushes, one at the front, one at the back. My lavender died, yeah. Oh, I know you're all my friends. You're all my international friends. But you're not the kind of friends who changed my duvet cover for me. Well, that's the kind of friend I need. What do I? My niece actually usually does it for me. I love roses. They are so nice, aren't they? When we first moved in here, there was a front garden, which my ex-husband destroyed really because he wanted to make a bigger path. My street is so narrow that you can't park on it. Well, you can, but then nothing can get down the middle of it. So we only had a drive that fitted 1 car, and then as time went by, we finished up with 2 cars. So that's when he had to get rid of all the garden. And it was a lovely garden. It was all rockery with flowers in between, like rockery plants and everything. It was really lovely. And it had a lovely big bunch of poppies as well. We transplanted them into the back garden, and they lasted about 2 years, and then they all died. I don't know what happened to them. Oh, we've got none that don't say hello. I mean, we actually have a lot of Eastern European people because we've got flats down the bottom, or apartments, as you would call them in America. And there's a lot of Polish people or whatever they are, Middle Eastern people that have moved in down there. Most of them smile as they go by, but you don't get a hello out of them. Oh, thank you, Brittany. I haven't got a passport. I got a passport form the other day to fill one in. But I'm not going anywhere, so I don't know why I'm getting a passport renewal form. My passport ran out last year, I think, or the year before. Mm-hmm. My favourite tree of all is a lilac tree. I think they smell absolutely gorgeous. But obviously, I've got no room in a tiny garden for a lilac tree. But they do smell so wonderful. My lavender died, actually. I don't know. I think it was the dog's fault. I think the dog kept watering them, if you know what I mean. So that's where my lilacs went. My lavender went. No, my dad had a lilac tree. It was in our allotment when I was a child. But they pulled down all the allotments to build houses, and so they just pulled up the lilac tree. I think my dad took a cutting, but he didn't take. So I've got a sumac. Yeah. In fact, I've got 3 at the bottom of the garden. Yeah, they're Canadian, I think, by rights, the sumac. Ours gets the big seed pods on it, like big orange and orangey red seed pods on our sumac. Hi, Lydia. My mum brought the original one back from, my auntie had them in Wales. She had quite a lot of these sumac trees. And so my mum brought a cutting home, and it was in our garden. And then when we had to move, she brought a cutting. And then I brought one too. And then I had a massive, massive tree. But then for some reason or other, it got eaten away at the bottom and it just fell over. I got the tree expert in to see if he could save it, but he said it's all eaten away at the bottom of the roots. Slugs or something had eaten its nails. But luckily there was 2 cuttings, so then it sprouted up another one. So I've now got 3 little trees at the bottom of the garden. My son keeps saying, will you cut them down? They're going to be massive. I'm going to have to go and look for another ball. Wait a minute, I'm doing well here with this. It'd be a shame if I pulled it undone, wouldn't it? I've done almost 2 balls into it. It is thicker double knitting though. They are only 50-gram balls. So that's why. I used to have a garden full of roses, but we're down to like one bush in the back now, a red one, and a yellow one in the front garden. 80 degrees, yeah. I wish I could grow things. I'm just not green-fingered, really. I did grow some salads and things in tubs years back. I've still got the tubs, but no, but a lot of cotton is in 50-gram balls. No, I don't think they ban us from having veg at the front of the house, but I think they get stolen. No, yeah, the bugs got my last lot of tomatoes. They all got that black fly, not black fly, where they all go rotten at the where they join onto the plant. They all went rotten. Some kind of a tomato rot or something. Yeah, it's cotton scot. I got a pile of different colours. My mum she used to just take a little cutting and just stick it in the ground and it would grow. I baby mine along, put it in special rooting compost, stuff like that, and they still die. But my mother used to just stick it in the ground like she had a divine. Oh, you going, Marcia, are you? Right, okay, nice to have you company, love. See you maybe next week, yeah? What time is? Oh, 11:10. We've done 2 hours so far. I think last week was the kind of what do you call it? The longest one, wasn't it? It was 4 hours something. Yeah, I've got a hole in my skein. I've never seen any more of this yarn anywhere apart from Hobbycat Simply Soft. No, I'm very well, thank you, Cheryl. No, this cotton, I can't remember how much I paid for it because it's about 2 years back. I've just paid $1.90, I think, a 50-gram ball for the James C. Brett cotton on, but that's only 50% cotton. And I'm just trying to think how much I paid for that purple. You know, the one that I did the Luna Lovegood sweater in, I can't think. I think that was about £2 a ball. That mercerised cotton I got from Hobium was absolutely lovely. It's really lovely to work with. But I think that worked out about £2 a ball, I'm not sure. For 50 grams. I mean, Sirdar cotton is absolutely lovely, but it's so expensive. Yeah, it goes by the sort of weight though, Scott. That's why that's why you don't get much on the ball of yarn. Mercerized means it's got like a shine on the cotton. This I'm using now is not mercerized. It's like a flat cotton. Don't know whether you can see it or not. It's a flat cotton. But the mercerized has got more of a twist and a shine to it. Yeah, it makes the your crochet fabric look crisper. You know, that's what I was trying to say. Excellent stitch definition. It's a crisper look, isn't it? It's like using a crepe when you use crepe as opposed to just using ordinary. It it has a special definition. It's amazing, is it amazing? Yeah, I like Cerdar cotton, I must admit I did. The best of all cotton used to be a firm called Twillies, and they did a yarn called Crysette, and that was a heavy mercerized cotton. It was expensive even back then, but I used to use it to crochet the dresses with for the boutique. And oh, it used to really hang lovely. And it never moved when you washed it. It was great. Yeah, I think it's sort of like an extra twist they put on it. But I don't know what they do to, have to do the sheen. I don't know how they get the sheen on it. Oh, gosh, I keep getting this notification saying I've got 33 new messages. Yeah, I wish they still made that Crysette, although it would be terribly expensive now, because it was expensive back then. But Twillies, yeah. I've still got some Twillies upstairs. It's very, very thin. It's called Liz Twist in black. But it's a demon to crochet with because it slides about when you're trying to crochet with it. It's just so slippy. It's not a cotton. It's some kind of a rayon, I think. And I keep looking at it thinking, don't know what I'm going to do with that. Oh, I'm still getting these notifications, yeah. You're still crocheting, are you, Ron? I am as well. Yeah, the gauge is very important, Lydia, because if you use too big of a hook, it just will drop and drop and drop, yeah. You need to find a hook, Ian. Depends what hook you're trying to use with it. Whew. I don't like selling things on eBay. I never. Oh, you're making an apple pie? I've got a rhubarb crumble in the fridge. I love my crumble. I don't find I sell much on eBay. I'm still getting these blooming things flashing across my screen. You're using a 3.5 with a 4-ply. I'd go down to a 3. Use a size smaller. If there's a size larger on your pattern, excuse me, do the size larger on a smaller hook. I've just done that double knitting cotton cardigan on a 350 or 3.5, whatever you call it, because I didn't like the tension of it with the 4mm it was supposed to be done. Rhubarb crumble is stewed rhubarb with like a crumble topping. It's made out of flour and sugar and butter. You make like this, you rub it together till it looks like breadcrumbs, and then you put it over the top, and then you cook it in the oven. Yeah. No, I've just got a thing about going up to the post office, really. And, you have to bag it all up, do you? Yeah, maybe they call it a crisp. I don't know, yeah. It just makes it crunchy topping. It's not like a pie. It's got a crunch topping on top of your rhubarb, yeah. So I've got rhubarb crumble with custard. for the weekend. Oh, I've already started yawning. This is just ridiculous, this, isn't it? It's not even my bedtime yet. Yeah, I tried selling some clothes when I was getting rid of all my work clothes. I mean, they were really decent clothes, and I was asking next to nothing for them, but I just got fed up with trying to sell them. People just didn't want to pay for them, and so I just got disheartened and thought, no, I'll give them to the craft shop. That was my phone telling me it wants to be charged up. And if I don't charge it up, it goes off completely. And then it's a pain. I think my charger's here. Yeah, it is. I won't be a sec. Just let me plug my phone in. Oh. Why do they always put plugs in stupid places? Well, in my house they are. Oh, for goodness sakes. Right, that's plugged in. Yeah. Oh. The cardigan I was doing for my customer, it's almost finished. I used a 350 hook for this, Scott, to give it a better, firmer texture so it wouldn't drop because it's a cardigan. I've put my buttonholes in it. I'm just going around the border now. Well, I think I put my buttonholes in. Oh, there they are, yeah. There they are. Oh. It's been a labour of love, this, though. She wanted it 28 inches long and 20 inches each for the armholes. So it's been a labour of love. But that's a lovely yarn to work with. It's 50% cotton. It's James C. Brett's cotton on. It's about 189, 199, depending on where you get it from. I had to get this from Purple Linda because this was the colour that my lady wanted, and they didn't have it on any of the cheaper sites. Yeah, I don't like working on too small of a hook, but sometimes you have to. I've got some lovely yarn that I got from Ice Yarn, but it's black, and I started crocheting it, and oh, it is so thin. I'm going to have to double it up or something. I can't use it. Yeah. Yeah, machine knitted ones are, I've got the machines here, but it's just a question of cleaning them up and sorting them out, and then I have to relearn how to cast on again. I've forgotten everything I ever knew because my brain's just gone faded. My son's always on at me to sell them, but I wouldn't get anything for them. As opposed to what I paid for them. People would just want to buy them for about £100 or something like that. Whereas they cost me about 6 times that amount by the time I'd bought all the gadgets and gizmos that went with them. I bought everything. I've got all the books. I've got all sorts of things. I've got all the gadgets. Everything you could care to need for the machine. I've got it all. So nobody would want to pay for that. They'd want to offer me £100 for it, and I'd rather just keep them for that. I'm determined I'm going to use them. Yeah, a brand new one would probably be. I mean, mine are old-fashioned, you see. They're old now, and you'd have a job to get the parts for them. So people would be very reluctant to buy them anyway. They want all these new electronic ones that sing and dance and you don't have to push, you know. You've got 2 knitting machines, have you? You absolutely love my garage, Ian. Christina came the other day and we were looking in the garage. I didn't realise I had so many cones in there. So many. You'll have to take a trip up from Liverpool one day. Oh. You get lost in my garage, you'll be there forever. The drawback is you have to tidy the garage while you're in there, Scott. I bought them thinking I was going to use my knitting machines, but of course I haven't used the knitting machines, so the cones have been there. Sue's got ideas, you know, to double them all up and do them, yeah. Yeah, a lot of them are plain. My garage is machine cones, most of them are. Oh, you got to tidy your rubbish in. Got to tidy. Yeah. Most of mine are random colours. They're not plain colours. They're just lots of them. I think Sue's got her ideas on like doubling them up and doing things with them. So I think you're a bit too far away, Scott. Otherwise I'd have you in here, believe me. Any help is oh, I've gone wrong. I've only put 4 treble into one of my fan things instead of putting 5, so I have to go back. All right. Oh, you're going to leave us, are you now, hooked on needles? Well, it's been nice having your company. Thank you for calling. Please call again. That's what they used to say, didn't they? Will I pay you in yarn? I can't afford your train fare, Scott. What do you think I am? I'm not a millionairess. Yeah. Well, people who tidy up in my garage don't usually go home empty-handed. That's all I will say to you. But what's what happened here? Something's gone wrong somewhere. Oh, there it is. That's where I went wrong. It's no wonder I'm not rich. If I counted up how much I've spent over the years on wool, do I regret it? Yeah, I do, certainly. I have to check your coat. I wouldn't check your coat, Ian. Don't worry. I would if you were on my fancy yarn in my craft room. You would get frisked before you left there. I'm very mean when it comes to my fancy yarn, but I'm not precious about my cones. No, I think Scott's down south somewhere. He's way, way away, aren't you? Yep, you're down in Sean's land. It's a long way to come for a cone of yarn. Ian's not too bad. He's only got to come from Liverpool. You come to Manchester though sometimes, don't you, Ian? I'm sure I've heard you say you do. Oh yeah, they went upstairs in my craft room. They would get frisked. I don't have a lot of just the plain yarns. And you know, I don't keep big supplies of like things like Stylecraft and that because I can always get those. Well, there you are, Ian. You've got a friend in Plymouth. You could go yarn shopping. You and Scott. If he's got any yarn shops, you can go and see. Well, they must have some yarn shops because Sian gets some yarn. Mine, she does. She's like me. She gets a lot of her yarn online. My want is I want to go to Ali Pali one year. That's in London, I think. Well, outside of London. Alexander Park. I'd like to go there. I could probably do it in a day down there, but it would be very much a rush. I'd have to get overnight, maybe one of these Airbnb thingies. Go down on the train. We don't keep messing about with these new train timetables, which is making everything a mess. We just might look for on strike or something when I was going down. To go down on the bus, it takes forever. It's not that long on the train. It would be if you have to ride. It's about 2.5 hours on the train. If you get the high-speed train, not the local one that stops at every stop. But if you go down by coach, it takes quite a long time, probably about 5 hours. I don't go to London very often because I don't really have any reason to go there. I've got a niece down there, but she's not in London. She's in the outskirts. But I wouldn't go down and stay with her. I can't walk about London like I used to. I used to love to go every now and again. You know, looking at all the shops that sell, you know, the unusual things like Covent Garden Market. And I used to love to go down to Carnaby Street, but I think it's changed a lot. It's where all the hippie wear used to be and all the fancy stuff. And I used to go to Covent Garden Market because there used to be a wool designer called Patricia Roberts that used to have a shop there. But it's long gone, I think, now. Yeah, I believe I would if I could walk around it, Ian. I'd have to hire a scooter or something. Yeah, is that where all the second-hand stuff is, all the hippie stuff? Yeah. I'd love to go to places like that. We don't have anything like that really up here. Not with all the hippie stuff and stuff. Yeah, the bus stops forever. Takes forever on the bus. I went down once on the bus because it was a heck of a lot cheaper. But I felt like I'd spent. I went down overnight on it and I spent forever. Yeah, I'd love to go and see something like that, Ian, but I'm afraid me old legs don't stand it anymore. It'll take me all my time to go around Woolfest. That's why I'm taking my big wheeler with me. Oh, you're going now, Tina? Thanks for joining us. Well, I've done more of this than I thought I would do. I'll probably turn it into something. I don't think I'm going to pull it undone. Not now I've got so far. Quite what it will be, I really don't know. Might be a top. I didn't even count up how many balls of green I'd got before I started. I think I've got some more though in the craft room of this bright green. Night night, Tina. My scooter wouldn't fit on the bus or the train. If I had a small scooter, then it would, but I've got a big scooter. I'd love one of those little fold-up ones, but they're about 1,500 or something like that for one of those, and you know, it's just not going to be feasible. It wouldn't be too bad if I could hire one, you know, just for a week or something and take it down. You know, that would fit on the train because they fold up, yeah. Yeah, I could arrange probably to hire one when I got there, but it's getting to where they hire them, isn't it? They only usually hire them in these big places or out of town, you know. I mean, I belong to the disability centre in like Manchester, where I can hire a scooter for about a fiver, you know, just for when no, that's where I've got my big scooter with, Scott. I use my disability money to pay for the month. I pay monthly for the scooter. Oh dear, that's a bit bad nerdy. I could tell that was her, yeah. Yeah, if I go to Manchester, I can hire a scooter while I'm in there. But I can't take my own scooter because it's too big for the tram. It's too big for a taxi. So it was a toss-up. It was a choice. I chose a big scooter because I can do my shopping with it. A little scooter, because I live on a hill, wouldn't be much good. It wouldn't go up the hill very well. But it would be handy to have a second scooter, you know what I mean, a little scooter. Just, you know, for going on the tram with them. That. But I did ask with my disability people, do they ever have any second-hand ones? And he said, they're still very expensive, you know, the little ones. They hold their price. So I suppose it's because they're so useful. We'll fit in a boot of a car or something like that. But like somewhere like Woolfest, they don't have them to hire there. Otherwise, I would have hired one. But I'm going to have to walk around there. That's why I want a seat, my mobile seat. My stupid knee brace that keeps falling down my knee. I've got it stretching out at the moment. I don't know why it keeps falling down. It just has like a gravity of its own. It just keeps sliding down the leg. And I did all the measurements with the physiotherapist, so I know I got the right size. But why they won't stay up, I have no idea. Because I couldn't have got a smaller one up my leg because my leg's so swollen. So I think maybe I should have had a bigger one that could tighten up, but I went by their advice and it doesn't work. My knee brace, the minute I walk on it, it just starts sliding down my leg, Jim. It just won't stay up at all. It finishes up round my ankle after about half a dozen steps. It's just stupid. You know, it's got the brace on it as well, and it won't stay up. You know, the metal braces for the knees. Yeah, but how long before it slides down? Mine slides down before I even walk a few steps. I'm forever pulling it up. My friend says I need a pair of braces on it or a belt. No, I've tried every way. I've tried tightening it up so I can hardly breathe. and it still slides down. Because mine's got all these straps on it you're supposed to tighten up, you know, over the metal brace bit. But it won't stay up. I think I'll have to start wearing a suspender belt and fasten it onto that. Anything to keep it upright. I've got some gripper elastic I'm going to... Yeah, I've got one with a little knee hole. It says on the thing that you can cut the knee holes bigger. All right, Karen. Nice to hear from you, love. Don't get lost in all the wool. Yeah, I probably would. How the heck are you supposed to keep them up, though? I'd love to know. I've got some gripper elastic I'm going to sew in. So, so maybe that'll grip onto my leg a bit better. I don't know. I really don't know what to do for the best. Yeah. When I'm walking around somewhere, I need it on. Night, Karen. I mean, I've got instructions on mine that says I can cut the knee hole bigger if I need it. And I don't know whether cutting the knee hole bigger would make it stay up more or less. Yeah. I don't know why it falls down, but it just does. But I mean, it's so annoying when you've paid so much for it. Yeah. I've got another one that's just like a piece of sort of like that neoprene with a hole in it that fastens round in two places. And that used to stay up much better, but it was too small because my legs swollen up too much. So I thought, no, I'll get a proper one. You know, I'll get measured up for it and get a proper one and everything. And then it's just unwearable. Tugging. Nearly ripped my arms out tugging this thing up. You know, when you start thinking, is it too tight at the top? Is that why it keeps falling down? Because it's not getting heaved far enough up my leg? Or is it just... That's why I've got it stretching at the minute. I've got it stretched over something tight. Trying to stretch the elastic out a bit. Because the back of it is like very, very strong girdle elastic. Yeah. You know, if it's too tight. Have you cut your knee hole or not? Have you left it as it is? Because I think this is too tight, you know, for the top of my leg. That's why it's sliding down the whole time. Although, like I say, they measured my legs for it, but for some reason. Yeah, mine's got a knee hole, but it's only small. And in the instructions, it says you can cut it wider by cutting, you know, like across. And I'm thinking, well, would that make it worse or would it make it better if you cut a bigger knee hole? You know, if I could actually poke my knee through it, would it stay up better? I bought it online, but I bought it from a shop nearby. Well, I've had a new knee, and it's just the worst thing I ever did. I've had a new knee done about 6 years ago, and it's never been right. And because I won't have the left knee done, they've sacked me off now. They told me that they won't see me at the hospital. But I'm not having my left knee done when the right knee's never been right. Mine was arthritis. It just wore away completely. I was walking bone on bone. But it's been no better since they put the new knee in. Good night, Yvonne. Thanks for calling in. See you soon. I bought a neoprene shield thing for my shoulders when it was really, really bad. And it did help. The warmth of it did help my shoulder a lot. But it was a long job. I don't blame you, Jen. I wouldn't have my other knee done. I just wear a brace on it. The brace I have on my left knee is the one that's just neoprene that fastens with Velcros, and that stays up, no problem. But this bigger one, which is the full length and the stronger one and a sturdier one, with no, I had a arthroscopy at first, and that didn't do anything, didn't work. My daughter-in-law's just had arthroscopy done on both knees. One knee it's worked wonderful on, she's no problem at all. But her right knee, no, it's not worked. She's in terrible pain with it. Yeah, they keep saying mine would be a lot better if I lost weight, but I honestly don't think. It probably would be a lot easier. I'm not trying to kid myself. It probably would. But I don't think it would be the be-all and the end-all of the problem, because I think it would still be a bad knee joint. They just keep taking x-rays saying, oh, look, it's fine. Oh, look, it's fine. But it's not. You know, why was it? I'm in so much pain if it's right. Yeah, my knee was first torn when I was 13 on an ice slide, sliding down an ice slide. They said I would have been better if I'd have broken my knee, but I just ripped it all apart. Oh, they always blame everything on your weight, Jen. I'm not saying weight doesn't aggravate things, but it's not the root cause of everything. The way they carry on, you know, being overweight is like the worst crime in existence, you know. I'm overweight, yeah, but so what? I don't care anymore. They wanted to do the gastric band, but I turned it down. Well, I haven't, Jen, you see. Yeah, exactly, Tina. They wanted me to go for gastric surgery and put a band on. No, it would staple my stomach because a band wouldn't work on me. And I just turned around and said, no, don't, forget it. Give the operation to somebody else who needs it more than me. I wasn't putting myself through it at my age, my time of life. It might give me 5 extra years, but I mean, do I really want them at my time of life, you know? Yeah, I mean, I'll just exist as best as I can. I'm diabetic. I've got all sorts of other problems, you know. So I'm not just concentrating on having a gastric band. I've known friends of mine who've been worse. So, oh gosh, oh, I hope I never have to have brain surgery. That's one thing that would scare me, somebody rooted about in my brain. No, that would, unless I had a stroke or something and it was life. Yeah, everything's a problem if you're overweight, Scott. The fact that I had all these problems when I was half the size I am now, they just dismiss. They just say, oh, well, you know, it's your weight. And no, it's not my weight. My weight is not helping. I'm not daft. I know I'm too heavy. Yeah. Yeah, my last epidural for my back. I don't think they find much of my brain left here. I think most of it's disintegrated and gone away with the fairies. That's why I think I crochet the same patterns over and over again, because my brain looks at the pattern and goes, no, too much for this weary old brain. Do you ever do that, though? You look at a crochet, well, they say you should read a crochet pattern through before you start it. And you look at it and you think, oh, no, absolutely no. It's all, you know, when you see there's like 16 or 20 rows to the pattern, repeat these, I think, oh, no, ain't happening. Ain't going to happen. If it's more than 4 rows these days, I think, no, not going to happen. I got relief for the first 3 spinal injections I had. This last one's not been any use whatsoever. And I haven't even had my call up back to check up on the surgery. So I need to phone them up, actually, on Monday. They said they'd call for me and they haven't. And I seem to be the one that time forgets. I'm always the one who gets forgotten when there's callback. Things to be called back. They forget me every time. I seem to fall into the abyss of no man's land. When I used to knit, I used to do cables, and I do crochet cables now and again. But it depends. Yeah, my nerve blocks worked very well. 3 of them did. It's just the last one that hasn't worked. But I think he tried to put it in too low down, you know, onto the place where I've got the plate. I've got a plate and screws in the back. I think he tried to put the injection in too low down. Excuse me, crunch. I'm going to eat some popcorn. Yeah, my other 3 have worked, Cheryl. It's just the last one that didn't work. I'm getting a cat's bum mouth. And I've never smoked in my life, but I'm getting the, you know, the smoker's lines. I'll have to stop pursing my lips. Well, that piece of popcorn served me right. Because it's stuck to my teeth now. Sue has hers done every 6 months, and they always work with her. But I'm afraid my 4th one. Oh gosh. Now you just really cheered me up, Ruth. Well, Sue's been having them for years. But she's never had the operation on her back like I have. Yeah, well, that's what I was supposed to do, be tried every 6 months. Sue has hers done every 6 months, but mine, it's about, I don't know how many months ago since they sent for me, and I still haven't even had my call back yet. See if it's worked. I mean, the last one I had, what about before this? Honestly, it was just such a relief. It was great, honestly. Yeah, I need to call them. I think they forgot me. I need to find the letter, though. I should keep all my medical letters in one place, but I don't. I have to go searching through and searching. I suppose if I call main switchboard, they'd put me through. Yeah, I will. I'll just ask for the pain clinic. I think they're trying to like get rid of all the procedures that are not important because of all these cutbacks from that. But it's important to anybody who's in pain. I mean, Sue swears by him. She gets an appointment for the next one when she's just had one. But I had to wait nearly 12 months for in between the one that worked and this one that didn't. All I got told last time was, oh, there's so many people on the waiting list, blah, blah, blah. What am I crocheting? I'm crocheting some green cotton at the moment. It's like a, whoops, not focusing, like a shell pattern. Don't ask me what it's going to be. I don't know yet. I just crochet and make my mind up as I'm going along what it's going to be in the end. It's the same doctor, would you believe, Scott? But it's in a different area. He works in different areas. Oh, you're going now, Lydia? Yeah, goodbye, and thanks for joining us. It probably will finish up as a tank top, Jen. Yeah, a tank top, yeah, some description. I've got pain relief tablets, but I've had them so long. I don't take them in a minute. But yeah, you're right there. But they don't seem to be as effective as they did. They give you these generic thingamajiggers. The co-codable things. But they don't, they're not good as painkillers. They're absolutely rubbish. Yeah, my friend was epileptic, and every time she came to visit me, she used to fall asleep on the sofa. Oh, Sonia has just uploaded a video. Those of you who follow Sonia Jones. And Simply Twee Beans, Teresa has just uploaded a video. No, I don't go. My arthritis is getting much, much worse. All they tell me is just take, one doctor tells me to take anti-inflammatories, and then the other doctor says don't take anti-inflammatories because you've got hiatus hernia and they will just make your stomach poorly. So, what do you do? Yeah, I noticed he's got a hobium whole video. I haven't watched it yet. Yeah, I've got arthritis, but my arms are bending. You know, you did your ground salmon. They're actually not straight anymore, my arms, they're bending. It's with the bones like are bending. I have to wear a lot of straps on my arms when I'm crocheting now. I've not got them on now because I'm on camera. But it's wonderful getting old, isn't it? Wonderful. How wonderful is this? My doctor is one shade above useless. Time for a new one. Unfortunately, all the doctors are in the same health centre, and it's the only health centre around here. And so you can't say which one you want. You just go to the health centre and they just allocate you whoever's free. So I haven't watched Ross yet. I saw his video link come up, but I would love to make a hobium order, but I need to crochet faster the ones what I've already got. I was pretty impressed with the hobium. You know, when they sent me those samples, I was pretty impressed with those. They sent me some lovely yarns. Just one ball of each of a lot of it, but I've got some green to make myself something with. He sent me a garment's worth of the green. Yeah, the prices are very good. That mercerized cotton I got from there. I didn't block you. Nobody blocked you. You probably got blocked by accident. They didn't block anybody that week when we were all being... Nobody sent you that one, Jen. Must have been YouTube. They didn't send us anybody that message when we were bombed. Do you remember the other week? When all those people were bombing us. They didn't tell them not to stop sending them, did they? No, we haven't had any trolls for a while, so... I know. I don't know whether you were online when we had all those people, there was message after message after message after message, all from, you know, like spam. But they didn't stop on them, did they? Yeah, my Hobium yarn order came all the way from Turkey in about 3 days. The postage sounds very dear, Brittany. But what you need to do is work out how much you're actually paying with the postage, and then divide it by how many balls of wool you've ordered. And then it's up. Then you decide then whether you would pay that price for it or not. And whenever I do that, it usually finishes up less. But if you just look at the postage, you think, whoa, that's so expensive. But the yarn is so cheap, you see, so it just works out. It's like swings and roundabouts, isn't it? My ice order came fast as well. It's funny, you can order from somebody like Wool Warehouse and Derrimores, and it takes forever to get you. And yet you order from Turkey and it arrives. Well, those samples that they sent to me, Brittany, were really, I can't say there was anything that I thought, oh, I don't like that. Some yarns I was a bit bemused with when they sent me those with like ball bearings attached to it. I still haven't quite decided what I'm going to do with that yet. Yeah, I pay that for shipping. But you've got to work out, add the shipping to the price of the wool, divide it by how many balls of wool you're ordering, Jen. And then see how much it is per ball. Yeah, I haven't decided what I'm going to do with it yet, Ian. I'm still crocheting away here. I think that's what puts people off ordering from Ice and Hobium, is when they look at the price of the shipping. And you think, whoa, I'm not paying that. But when you think about it, you're getting wool for really good quality wool for about half the price. Well, I would pay for it in the UK. But it depends how much you pay for it if you're in the US. Yes, it's up to you. I don't know how much you normally pay per ball for your yarn. So that's the way you have to look at it, Jen. You have to weigh it all up. You know, if you're paying £40 for the wool and you're getting like 40 balls of yarn, you're still only paying £1, even with the postage on top. Yeah. Oh, Sue's doing her tunies, and she's doing the entrelac though. Yeah, I've only ever twice been disappointed with ice yarn. And that was both when I've ordered them with the Lurex in, and they were both like Brillo pad. Teresa, you need to clear your stash. I will never clear my stash, and if I live to be at 200, because I keep adding to it. Oh, Scott, I haven't seen Hair or Sue yet. Now she's back at work, Scott. I don't see her much. I know she was ordering some more wool because one of the colours in the blanket she'd run out of. So she was having to order some more of it. That was the last I heard from her. No, don't worry, Scott. No, she just hasn't got as much time as she used to. She won't let you down. It'll arrive before the baby does. You'd have to make some more hidey holes then. Just take all his suits out of his side of the wardrobe. Give them all to charity. That'll make a bit more room. No, my friend of mine, she's getting a new grandchild and she was waiting to see what it was, but the baby didn't cooperate on the scan. Yeah, Sue's had to cut down a lot on her crochet because of her work. And she's also been decorating, so that shouldn't be allowed either. Decorating the bathroom and the toilet should not be allowed. She should be decorating mine. With me, Tunisian crochet, I can't get my tension right. If I get it right widthwise, I can't get it right lengthwise. It's always like too tight. And yet if I use a bigger hook, oh, I haven't asked her if she wallpapered the ceiling. If I use a bigger hook, then obviously it goes too wide because the tension's wrong. I don't know what I do. I just crochet so tightly with Tunisian. You could almost stand my Tunisian up in a corner and it just stand on its own, yeah. You waited 30 years to eat salmon. I hope you liked it. Yeah, it does curl, Scott. You can always amend that, can't you, by putting some... I just can't get mine to have a right tension. It's just too stiff. It would be all right with a cardigan or a blanket or something, but if you want to make like a summer top in Tunisian, mine's always too stiff. Like you say, if I put a bigger hook, then it would be too wide. I'd probably have to do a stitch of my own and then just make up a pattern or something, because I couldn't follow a pattern. Yeah, I must pull them up too tightly. I mean, I'm not expert. I've only tried it out a couple of times, so maybe the more I did, the more I would like relax myself and, you know, stop pulling it so tight or something like that. Yeah, I think, you know, with it being new, probably I'm pulling it too tight. I don't know. Yeah, but then when I use 2 or 3 sizes bigger than I would normally use, this is when I get it too wide. You know, it's coming out way, way wider than it should do. So I can't get my tension both directions. If I get my tension one way, I can't get it the other way. So I just have to make my own, yeah. Yeah, curling's kind of not a problem because you could always put a row of double crochet around the end of it. It's just the tension bit that worries me because I can't get it right. I've got a video, I've got books, I've got, not a video, a CD that came in one of the books. I've got about 3 books with Tunisian in, and I've watched it on the TV on this. So I will get it one day. I've even got my mum's old blanket hook, which screwed. It's like different lengths. You can screw it in different lengths. She used to just call it a blanket hook, but I suppose it was like the early version of a Tunisian hook. I've had it for years. Oh yeah, I like tinned salmon. Better than I like fresh salmon, to be quite truthful. I like tinned salmon and a salad. Are you allergic to fish? There's some fish I can't eat that I'm allergic to, you know, like mussels and whelks and things like that. And sometimes I come out in a rash with shrimps, but apparently it's from where they come from. Oh, right, Craft Angel, are you going? No. Thanks for your company. We'll see you all next week, yeah. Hopefully. Good night. Aha. There you go, Ian. She's talking about the foundation row and not the stitches to get it to stop curling up. Sue and I are determined that's kind of like a New Year's resolution that we didn't make. But one of it is we are going to tackle this Tunisian. Again, we're going to watch we watched the CD and we got the hang of it a bit, although we found the pearl stitch a bit tricky. Oh, I can't forget crab sticks, Scott. Where would the world be without crab sticks? Even though they've never seen a crab. But that's by the by. I haven't bought any crab sticks for a while. You've got me thinking now. But I've been shopping this week, so I'll have to put it on my next week's shopping list. Buy crab sticks. I might get the frozen ones and then I can stick them in the freezer and just... I am too impatient to defrost them then. When you have a hankering for a crab stick and they're all frozen solid. Just got another message from Facebook, one of my friends. It's Saturday night. Yeah, crunching your way through a crab stick because you can't wait for it to defrost. I've put them in water and done all sorts of things trying to defrost them. Not hot water, by the way. Cold water. Things we do when you have a hankering for something. It's all right having a freezer, but all the stuff in there, a lot of it, you've got to defrost it before you can use it, which is kind of 29, 53, 64. That's what Zoe does to me when I'm counting my stitches. For some reason or other, this has just suddenly started splitting. How dare it? It's been working fine up till now. And then it's just started to split. Yeah, I'm so jealous of Jen Cherry. You know, the Star Lily crochet. She's doing like a festival, and she's there wearing her festival tops, and she's got all these beautiful, dream catchers with ribbons and everything hanging off them. She's got this booth and stall there. Splitty. It means when you crochet the stitch and it's split and you get all these strands all over the place instead of being nice and smooth. So you have to pull it back undone because it's only gone through part of the yarn instead of all of the yarn. That's what I mean by it splits. I've been crocheting with it all this time and it's never split on me. But now it's gone really splitty. All right, Cheryl, yeah. Maybe see you later if we're still around, yeah. If not, we'll see you next week. It's when the yarns or the cotton's loosely twisted. Oh, you like salmon, do you? Has it done wonders for your PMT? Oh, they used to say put, that rabbit wool stuff, the Angora, in the freezer. But I never found it worked. That's good. You know what to have now? You know to have salmon now when you feel that way. That will be your treat. Yeah, I tried putting mohair and stuff in the freezer and Angora in the freezer, but it never worked for me. It still fluff went up my nose. I always remember my ex-husband. He came home from work one day and he said, "I don't mind you doing your knitting," he said, "but I just found 3 pieces of red fluff in my sandwiches today at work." It must have been on my clothes or something when I made his sandwiches. He was really fussy, he didn't like any bones or anything in his fish. Yeah, you're supposed to put things that are fluffy and stuff in the freezer, and it's supposed to kill the fluff down while you're using it, but it doesn't. It's just an old wives' tale, I think, or whatever. It doesn't work. Well, it didn't for me anyway. No, the yarn doesn't freeze. It's supposed to help the Angora from going up your nose when you're using it. Mohair used to be fibres in my eyes. It was all the fashion at one time, and everybody wanted mohair sweaters knitted. No, I didn't put wool in the freezer. Most of my yarn isn't wool, so I don't bother about moths. I don't think moths eat acrylic. They might eat cotton though, because that's like a natural fibre, isn't it? But I'm going to have to go in there and get another ball of yarn in a minute, another ball of cotton. I've just got used to calling everything yarn because I used to call everything wool, even though it was acrylic. I'm just going to get a ball of wool. It's like all our shops used to be called wool shops, even though mostly they didn't sell wool, but they were always wool shops, yeah. It took me ages to work out what LYS was, local yarn shop, because we always used to say, "Where's your local wool shop? Do you have one?" It sounds really funny now saying yarn to everything. This cotton reminds me of the horrible cotton they used to give us when we were learning to knit at school. It wasn't the fact that it was horrible cotton, it was the fact that it's been unravelled so many times. And having been used by lots of dirty little fingers, it was filthy black. When you were knitting with it, it used to be all grubby and dirty. because they never bought us any new yarn. We just had to unravel it all and start all over again. Very off-putting to a would-be knitter. I suppose it's all to do with cutbacks, isn't it, or whatever. There was no such thing as donating us any cottons or anything, or anybody buying it out of school funds. Nothing like that. Hey ho. Right, I need to go in my knitting bag in the front room and find some more green wool. Cotton, beg your pardon. Oh, my legs are itchy. That's the trouble with dry skin. Oh, I couldn't wear my wear to save my soul. I used to scratch myself stupid. Yeah, yarn is a tall tale, it is. Well, yarn used to be like what they used to call it in the cotton mills. It was like they used to get this cheaper kind of cotton imported, and they used to hate working with it because it used to snap, because it was, you know, rubbish cotton sort of stuff. And they used to call that yarn. I'm not used to anything being called yarn. Oh, do you know, I might finish up knitting this because it's just going to be a nightmare to crochet, I think. So I will make something with it because I like it. Let me go and get some more green. Oh, I found another ball that's been undone. And another one that hasn't. I don't know how many balls this is going to take. Quite a lot, I think. Quite a lot. Let's hope somebody likes lime green. I think I should have used a bigger hook, but it's too late to bother now. Oh dear. Well, it says here we've got 22 people watching. Can I calculate it up? Maybe so. I've used 2 balls and I've done that much. So it's probably going to take 5 for the front, 5, about 10 balls I think it's going to take. So it's quite heavy. I think I should have used a bigger hook. It'll wash and spread out a bit when it's blocked out. Somebody wanted me to show them how to block it out, but I don't really block properly. Yeah, I've got I've got 10 at least, because there was 10 in one pack, so I know I've got 10. I think I've got another pack actually upstairs if I run out, so. But some of the ones I've only got 1 pack, so I'd have to do something on a larger hook, you know, to make it a little bit more open. And yeah, I've got about 10 or 15 packs of different colours upstairs, all in the same cotton that I bought off the same lady when she was reducing it and selling it out. Hi, Linda. Yeah, you got us. You got me before I fall asleep. Yeah, this lady was selling it really cheap on eBay. And I bought quite a lot of it. So she wrote to me and asked me, did I want to buy the rest of it off her, for so much a pack. So I just said, yeah, I would. So I had the lot off her. Because I must have been one of her best customers. I think she just wanted to get rid of it all. But most of it was lovely colours. There was only a couple of colours that I didn't really care for, but most of it was nice colours, so I didn't mind having, these 10 packs or whatever it was. But she doesn't do it anymore now, because I looked her up actually on eBay to see if she was still selling anything, but she's not. She must have just had this job lot of them or whatever and just sold them off. But I thought it was pretty fair prices for cotton, so I wasn't bothered. Oh, hi, Marie. Yeah, I could do alternate colours. I could do some. I also want to crochet something for to wear for Woolfest. Yeah, they're 50-gram balls, Ian. And I want to crochet a bag for the front of my wheeler, so that I can put things in it. I'll be taking my bag with me, obviously. My handbag. But just in case I buy something, or I like to take a bottle of water with me, or a couple of bottles of water. Because being diabetic, I'm always dry. The clock, it's here. You've got good ears, Marie. I didn't even hear it. I had to look around and think, where is the clock? All right, Tunisi's in Crochet World, yeah. Thanks for your help. We might be picking your brains if I get stuck with me Tunisi. Oh, it's getting too painful. Right, okay, Ruth, thanks for joining us. Oh, we haven't had Ruthie tonight, have we? She's not been on, has she? I just realised. No, it's just a little clock I have next to my printer that just tells me what time it is when I'm on my PC. The one on the wall stopped about 2 years ago, and because it's so high up, I can't get up to it to put a new battery in it. And I keep forgetting to ask my niece, will she climb up and reach it down? I'm not allowed on ladders because I'm dangerous. I fall over on the flat. So I'm definitely not allowed on ladders. When this light bulb goes above my head, I have to go and ask my neighbour next door, or wait until my niece comes or my son comes to change the light bulb for me. No, it's not a mantle clock. It's just a cheap little teeny weeny alarm clock. It reminds me I need to put a battery in the clock I have in the bathroom. Oh, we used to have a lovely mantle clock when we'd not first got married, but when we'd been married a while. And when my son was about 18 months old, something like that, my dad bought him a set of screwdrivers, and he took the clock apart. There was all bits and screws and springs all over the rug in the front room. Needless to say, it never went back together again. Oh, hi, Nancy. You've been to your first birthday party, have you? You're doing very well to be able to type at one. My son's first birthday party. He just cried the whole way through. He didn't understand what was going on, and I think I finished up putting him in bed because he was so tired and fed up. He didn't know what was going on at all. So we decided to abandon birthday parties until he was old enough to understand what was happening. I think he was about 3 or 4 before he had another one. He didn't like Christmas either. He sobbed his way through Christmas because it was too many things. My mum just said in the end, she said, put them all back in his pillowcase and just give him a toy one at once. She said he's overwhelmed, and he was. So that's what we did. We had to put everything away, and then we would just give him a different toy every other day or something like that to play with. He did not understand what was going on at all. No, I don't really know him either. My son played with the paper and the boxes. Wasn't interested in his toys. She demolished her cake, yeah. My son didn't want his. He just cried, put a bit in his mouth and spit it out. And I thought, oh, this is great. Why did we bother? So he started having birthday parties when he was about 3 or 4. And then we stopped having birthday parties when he was about 7, because all the little boys came and all started fighting with each other. And I mean, not play fighting, I mean really fighting with each other, knocking each other about and throwing the food around. So that was it. We just took everybody to the cinema after that. We didn't bother with birthdays at home anymore. Because on his last birthday party, we'd just paid about £500 for a set of velvet-lined curtains, because I've got enormous windows. And these little so-and-sos were throwing cakes about, and they were landing on the curtains, which had to be dry cleaned because they got grease stains on them, and it cost me about 50 quid to have them dry cleaned. So that was when we decided no more parties. Oh dear, I'm still getting messages on Facebook. I'm not on Facebook. I don't know why I'm getting messages on Facebook. I always log out of it, when I come on here. Oh, another one. Keep sending me messages. Yeah, my ex-husband decided he was going to play a game of squash and left me to it. It's you blowing up the messenger, is it? No, it's not. It's Enid. All right. It keeps flashing across my screen every time I get a message. It goes across the screen. And then I can't see what people have written until I get rid of it. Oh, dear. Is that you again? Just on another message. And another one. Stop it. I get a big white message goes across the screen when somebody sends me a message on Facebook. But I can't go and have a look because I'm on here. I'll have to look later. I do look at them, but it's later. I just had a message from one of my friends. I'm not answering it though, because I'd have to go off here to answer it. Right, you're off to bed now, Ian. Okie dokie. Have a nice night. May your Tunisian go well. Oh my goodness, 109. It must be too hot for plants, surely. They must be shriveled up. I'm off to my son's tomorrow. I got another message. Stop it. Oh dear. Yeah, not the one. Stop it. You just sneezed 14 times. You must have had pepper on your dinner. Or hay fever. My hay fever's gone. I had my hay fever earlier on. I get my hay fever when other people don't. Oh, excuse me, I got hiccups there. I think it must be tree pollen or something with me. Because it's not grass. People can cut the grass and it doesn't have any effect on me. But at certain times of the year, like much earlier than everybody else gets it, I get mine about sort of February, March or something like that, when people are like, well, you've got hay fever. Yeah. My eyes are running, my nose is running, and I can't tell you what it is. Even the GP said to me, he said, you've got the wrong time of year to have allergies. He said, you must be allergic to tree pollen. What am I making? I don't really know. I'm just crocheting away here. It's probably going to be a top of some description when I finished it. Yeah. I was going to knit crochet something else and I couldn't get started with it. So I'm just doing this now just to pass the time because I can't sit here doing nothing. It drives me bonkers. So what time is 20 to 1. I'll stay here till 1 and then I'll be going because I've got to get up and get showered and get ready because I'm going to my son's tomorrow for my dinner. Whee! I do like having my dinner made. It's not a blanket, Scott. Wash your mouth out. You'll know I've lost the plot when I start making a blanket. Me and blankets don't see eye to eye. I have to have some kind of shaping. You know, even if it's only a little bit for the armhole. And I feel as though I'm getting somewhere then. Yeah, another ball before I get to the armhole. Yeah, I think it's going to be a good idea if I get some more. I've got some more. It's not looking bright on the screen. It's actually really pea green. But I can't get it to show it. Oh, there it's a bit, yeah. Very limey pea green. It's looking very dull green when I take it back there. It's a jazzy green. Oh dear, I'm going to start yawning again. Oh, I will make it till 1 o'clock. I've got 15 more minutes, is it, or something? No, I've got 20 more minutes till 1 o'clock. Oh, yeah. People love making blankets. I mean, Christina, my friend, she makes blankets and more blankets. And, I just do not. I just get so bored doing a blanket. They're boring to me. I've made pram blankets at one stage, little ones. Or, car seat blankets, but I can't make big blankets. I'm just hoping my granddaughter doesn't want a blanket. Yes, the Queen has had an anniversary of her coronation, or she's having one shortly. I don't know what it is. She's had it or she's having it. I can't remember. It's the longest reign of any monarch. Just trying to think how long it would be. Is it 60, 65 years she's been on the throne? I'm just trying to think. I was about 7, I think, when she got crowned. So 60, yes, about 65 years she's got. No, I would crochet them together. I wouldn't stitch them together. I've got a lovely... Oh, you got a girl, yeah. Our newest baby is going to be a boy. It's lovely to have a boy in the family, but I don't think she'll want anything crocheted anyway. I'll ask my son when I go tomorrow. Yeah, it was about 1952, yeah, something like that. I think it's 65 years she's been on the throne. Prince Charles will be lucky if he gets a look in. I mean, he's what? Is he 70, I think? So he'll be lucky. He was born about 2 or 3 years after me, so I think he's 70. So he's going to be an old king if he gets on the throne at all. My Prince Philip's doing well. He's what, 90 something now? If I live long enough to get a telegram from the Queen, it won't be from the Queen. It'll be from the King, whoever that might be. My mother always wanted that. She always wanted to live to 100 to get the telegram from the Queen. But she didn't make it. She got to 90 something, I think it was. All my grands and my mum were all in the 90s when they died. My dad didn't quite make 90, he was 80 something. I don't know whether my mum made 90. I think she did. Can't remember. But both of my grands were in the 90s when they died. So if I've got good genes, then you might have to put up with me for another few years yet. Ah, dearie me. Yeah, she has to wear bright colours, apparently, the Queen, so that people can see her. Yeah. Well, it might be quicker than you think, Brittany, because, I mean, he's not a young man, is he, Prince Charles? So, I mean, even if he came to the throne this year, he'd still be 70. And how long's he going? He might live till he's 90, you never know. He seemed to live a long time in the royal family. The Queen Mother was 100 and something, wasn't she? Well, I think it's better to let William and Kate have a few years yet. They might, while the babies grow up a bit. Would be awful if they were king and queen and they had to leave the babies at home. You know, like the present queen did. She had to leave her babies at home. Oh, he's not going to, Marie. He's going to take that throne. Natural line of succession. The Queen's already decreed it, hasn't she? She wants him to take over. Now, I think William's too young at the moment. Maybe in a few years' time, when the babies are older, and she might have another baby yet, you never know. She may not stay at 3. But the next baby will be Harry's. I bet they don't wait long either. before they have a baby. I mean, she's 36 and he's 33, so they need to get a move on. Yes, he's been brought up, he's going to be king, hasn't he? So he wants to do it if it's only for a few years. Yeah, I don't think we'll have King Charles for a long time. I know, she gets terribly sick, doesn't she? But I suppose you have to look at the broader picture. She likes the kids, doesn't she? And they daren't give her any tablets after all that thalidomide stuff and everything. Yeah, she's really poorly with it. My sister-in-law had that with both of her pregnancies. I was fortunate I wasn't even sick once when I was pregnant. I felt sicky, but never was. Maybe she does want to stay at 3. I don't blame her. I wouldn't have blamed her if she'd have stopped at 2, but... yeah, you see, I never did. I had a lousy birth, but I had a wonderful pregnancy. I sailed through a pregnancy. Absolutely sailed through it. All I had was a wee bit of heartburn. Oh, and backache, of course, but I mean, that just goes par for the course, doesn't it? Yeah, well, I mean, the pressure will be took off Kate now, won't it, now that we've got Megan. Yeah, Megan will be taking over the reins, won't she? Hopefully. That's if she can have any babies. You never know these days, do you? But if she can have babies, she'll be the next one. No guarantee these days that you're going to get pregnant, is there? I wonder what would have happened if any of them said, I don't think I want any kids. Megan's 36, I think. Will's, Harry's 33. I would think they would check, but you think they'd check that she's still got all her faculties working, because she's been married into royalty. But it's not as important for them to have children anyway, because he goes further and further down the line, doesn't he? Well, my grandma on my mum's side, she had her last baby well in her 40s. I think there was 22 years or 24 years between the eldest one and the youngest one. She had 16 of them. Yeah, unfortunately, I was done as well at 22. It wasn't the way it was meant to be, but it's just the way that it happened. Yeah, my grandma carried on having these babies. She had 4, I think, in her late 40s. I remember I had a lady that come in the shop, and she was well in her 50s. And they were testing her for all sorts. She thought she'd got cancer of the stomach and everything like that. And turned out she was pregnant. And she was in her 50s. That was a big shock for her. She got 20-year-olds and teenagers. And then she got this little one in her 50s. I think birth control has some descriptions been around for quite a long time, in the way of condoms and things, but I think the pill and that didn't exist before the 60s. You know, the pill, the coil and all that jazz, that didn't it, you know. I mean, even these injections and implants didn't exist when I was a young married woman. There was the cap and the coil and the condom. The pill was just beginning to come into sort of around when I was young. But it wasn't as common as it was until the 70s, late 70s, when everybody went on the pill. It was the thing to have. And it was quite dangerous at that time because they were using things in it that weren't banned, you know. Yeah, when you think how horrible it must have been for like, I mean, my mum only had two of us, but I think that was more because she didn't conceive, you know, because she was married 2.5 years before she had my brother. Yeah, I'm rhesus negative, which is how come I could only carry the one baby because they didn't know all of this jazz back then. And I should have had an injection when my son was born because he was rhesus positive, but I didn't have one. But it's all a long time ago, and hopefully now they know. Yeah, I had 4 because my body just killed them off, which is not a nice subject, but that's the way it was. It was Rh negative. I remember coming back from the hospital when they told me I was rhesus negative, and I was crying onto the phone, and I'm saying, "What does that mean? Am I a monkey?" They didn't explain anything. They didn't explain what the consequences were of being rhesus negative. They didn't explain anything at all. They just said, "Oh, you're rhesus negative," and that was it, and never explained anything. They never explained anything in my day. Never. Back in my day, though, Brittany, you didn't really know you were pregnant because there was none of this peed on a stick and stuff like that. None of that. They just, you had to wait until you missed 2 periods and then you went to the GP and then you get an examination. There was no scans, don't forget. There was nothing like that. So by the time I suspected I was pregnant, I'd lost them. So it wasn't like you get attached to them like today. You know, today, you know, right from day one practically. Yeah, you see, it wasn't for me, Nancy, because I haven't grown attached to any babies. I hadn't known they were babies, and so I wasn't really attached. And after you've lost a couple, you tend to think you're going to lose the others anyway. So the only one I got attached to really was the last one, because I got to be 12 weeks with the last one. So I was actually thinking that one was going to survive, but it didn't. But it's not like today. Today, you know you're pregnant a day after you are, don't you? And you go around telling everybody, I'm pregnant, and all this, and then you lose it. And it's more heartbreaking that way, yeah. But when you don't really know you are, and you keep thinking, well, I might be, or maybe I'm not. Maybe I've just missed a period. Maybe. By the time you've lost it, you just don't, oh, well, that was it. You know, it sounds heartless, but I just wasn't attached to any of them. What time is it? 56. I'm going to go in about 5 minutes. I need my beauty sleep. I've got to get up to go to my son's tomorrow. Don't think he'll be too pleased if he calls for me and I'm in bed sleeping. I'll go back and dream about my mystery man I was dreaming about last night. In my dreams, I'm always really, really young. Yeah, I was quite young in my dream, and I met this really handsome policeman he was. But he was in plain clothes, he was a detective. So it was quite a nice dream it was, actually, yeah. You had a creepy nightmare. No, I had a lovely dream. We were out and he was actually supposed to be working. He was doing surveillance on somebody or other, and we were in this cafe. All I remember was he kept hugging me, and it felt very nice, and he was a very handsome man. So maybe I should go back to sleep and see if I can find him again. I'm never my age in my dreams. Oh, goodness. I don't want to dream about a ghost. No, thank you. No, I want to dream about Joe again. Wonder why we're always so young. And my mum and dad were in the dream as well, yeah. Yeah, I was going to go back to my mum and dad's. It's like I was never married. It was like, one of those dreams where you are still young. Oh, I used to have lots and lots of nightmares, really, until I changed one of my pills. I was on amitriptyline, and oh, the dreams I was having were horrific. I had to change my pills. They were all violent dreams I was having, and they're horrible. I don't like these ghost programs because they're all rigged, aren't they? I mean, I went to a haunted house supposedly when we went to Chester. It was, and everybody's going, "Oh, I can feel it going. I feel it." I thought, and then the floor started moving, and you could actually hear like the engine or whatever it was that was moving the floorboard. I thought, it's a load of rubbish, this. And everybody's going, "Oh, it's so scary." But I'm like, listen, you can hear the engine that's moving the floor. I wasn't in the least bit convinced that there was anything there at all. Everybody else is going, "Oh, it's freaky. I can feel the atmosphere. It's gone suddenly cold here." I thought, yeah, it's probably because there's some blooming blower blowing on you from somewhere. That's how they make a living. It's a ridiculous amount of money to go in this house. I've experienced some weird things, but nothing to do with like floorboards moving and stuff like that. That was a load of rubbish. That I can feel things and feel some auras and things like that, but that there was nothing in that house at all. There was nothing. It was just trickery. No, I've experienced atmospheres in different places, but not in places where I'm supposed to see them. No, I've never been horrified by anything that was ghostly. Um, we lived in a house for a long time that was reportedly haunted. But although I could sense something, I never saw anything. It was just sensing a presence and hearing noises, but I've never seen anything. I can honestly say that. The dog used to see something, but dogs are more susceptible to things, aren't they? Yeah. No, I've never actually seen anything. I sensed something, and I've felt a presence when we lived in that house. Not felt one since. It seemed to stay at the house when we moved. Well, the house got pulled down, so maybe she didn't know where she was going after that. But anyway, people, I'm going to go to beddy bows now because I've got to get up in the morning. It could have been a warning. I mean, there's a lot of things in like you have in your life, isn't there? Like deja vu when you know, like I said to my husband one time, he said he was looking for the post office. We were in a strange place we'd never been to before. And I said, if you go up there, there's one round the corner. We went up there and there was one round the corner. And he says, how did you know that? Have you been here before? And I hadn't. I just knew there was a post office around the corner. That's kind of like a deja vu, isn't it? It's a weird, yeah. Yeah. Right. Good night, Marie. Good night, Nerdy Stitcher. Good night, Scott. Good night, whoever else is around lurking in the background. There seems to be 18 people, so. Oh, hi, Linda. So, yeah, I'm going and I will see you all next week. God willing, I will see you all. So, bye for now and thanks for keeping me company. So, yeah, I'm going back to dream about Joe. Good night, everybody.